I have a super special guest tonight for all of you fine folks here. This is Dave Brainerd, one of my oldest friends. I've known him since we were 7 or 8, I think.
Yeah. Second
It's
grade.
a long time, man.
I
He's the
actually
most
just told my
monogamous.
son about you. So.
Yeah, he's the most monogamous fantasy player in the world. He's only played one league every year, never won it, but one of the most bright fantasy minds in the world. And I'm very convinced if he plays 5 or 10 leagues, like, I play 25, but let's just say 5 or 10, like a normal degenerate, you would be winning 2 out of those 10 because you wouldn't have to reach for your players as much and be as eccentric as you are. But that being said, you're super in tune with the NFL. You know your shit. Welcome, man.
Thank you. Yeah, eccentric is a good word. I definitely put a unique stamp on all my teams, and it's because I only get one crack at it every year. So, that's why they look the way they look.
What would you say your over-under is on average for trades in a year? Because that's the most active league. I couldn't even do it anymore because the buy-in isn't enough. I play so many leagues, like I can't compete because you guys are making 5-6 trades a week sometimes, like total in the league, and you're making fucking 10 a year? More?
Yeah, for me personally, easily more than 10. I mean, just not because we're on the show for content. The truth is, by like 7:30 this morning, I had consummated 2 just today. So, it's a very complicated 4-team deal that netted me Rashee Rice for down the stretch.
4-team deal, a 4-team deal in a 10-team league. So 40% of the league is involved in this trade.
If you put it that way,
orgy.
it's actually
a trade orgy, man.
If you put it that way, it's kind of funny to hear.
That's fucked up. All right, so this is just a general fantasy football lounge today. We're going to get to all your questions, all your comments. We're going to start with just something that's close to both of our hearts here. Before I do that, I'm going to hit you with the intro, and we're going to get going. Hit him with the intro. So your league is an IDP league. I played in that league for 10 years, something like that. I'm in one IDP league. Similar setup. It's 12 teams, but similar setup. We both took the Travis Hunter leap, and I knew your ass would take Travis Hunter in this league.
You're right.
It's a nice theoretical advantage to have. He compiles both points. For your league, it's defensive backs and then linebackers. So that mine's just 4 IDP, so it's not quite the advantage, but I got him at pick 36, so end of the third round, in a 12-teamer. You got him at pick 20, and that's 2-3 turn. What are your thoughts on Travis Hunter? Are you panicked? Are you holding? Obviously, you can't trade him.
Yeah, I'm holding for sure. I'm not fully panicked, but I'm feeling very, very uneasy. And as I watch players like Lamar Jackson put up 35 points and know that I picked this man over him, that's tough to swallow. The fact is, if I had picked Lamar in my league, I'd be 2-0. But I picked Travis Hunter, I'm 0-2. So no, the routes are very unimpressive. The way that they're using him now with injuries at corner, it's kind of concerning. He might be playing more on that side. But if I had to really just kind of come at this straight, like my whole thing over the summer, I lied to all my friends. I misrepresented my intentions, whatever I had to do to get Travis Hunter on my team. So I said to them, I ran the numbers, and the truth is I did run the numbers. And Nick Cross last year scored 7 points a game. He's the top IDP for the defensive backs. If you take Mike Clay's projections and you put that with Travis Hunter's Mike Clay stats, you're talking about a 3 to 4 point advantage a week. That's really not that big. And that is how I explain it to people as to why they shouldn't take Travis Hunter. The reason I did take Travis Hunter is because I firmly believe and still believe, maybe the number's 3 instead of 4, but at the time I believed that he would be good for 4 wins for me. I thought if he had
Correct.
4 spike weeks, like 100 yards and a touchdown, there's no IDP that's putting that up.
Points.
That's like Jamar Chase putting up a 40 where it's like, yeah, you got it. If he put up 25 and the guy's corner put up 6, you got him. And so far we haven't seen that, but.
No, and the other part that you left out is the fact that you get to start an extra receiver. So essentially you're having, you still have your 3 receivers. Now it hasn't looked great. I'm going to flip the switch here a little bit because in normal redraft, we're talking non-IDP, he was still a 6th round pick, 6th or 7th round pick, taken above the likes of sometimes Roma Dunze, which is gross thinking about it. And I'm guilty of it. I took him a few times just because I was kind of extrapolating that role that Chris Godwin had in Liam Cohen's offense. And I was like, Travis Hunter is a I know Chris Godwin's an ultimate pro. I guess I didn't factor the fact in that, like, we have a rookie coming in. But I just thought, and they are manufacturing touches for him. It just hasn't been working out. Now, I don't know if it's going to continue like this. The worry is, like you mentioned, the snap share on defense, not ideal. Even if he's still playing 60% on offense, I want that to be 80% on offense, not 60.
Yeah, absolutely. He's if I was in a non-IDP league, I'd be very, very scared because those routes are really low value. And I mean, the yardage is, what was it, like 6 for 33 or something like that in this last game? I mean, those are, can't have that.
It's like Chuba Hubbard receiving numbers, even though Chuba Hubbard's actually had explosive plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve Casey wants to know who is your best draft pick so far. I think they all know mine is Tucker Kraft because I have that man in 11 leagues. He is my father. He is my brother. He is my lover. He is my friend. Who is your best draft pick so far, Dave? He is 0-2. So
yeah. I would say
think about it.
Tyler Warren in the 7th was mine.
Ooh,
he hasn't come on yet, but he's one of the most coveted players, and it feels really good. People knocking on my door all the time for him makes me very happy.
Yeah. And it's not so much that he's not doing great. He's doing great just based on the field as well. And he's an ascending player, and you have injuries to, Hawkinson might as well be hurt. Mark Andrews done nothing. You have an injury to Kittle to start the year. Brock Bowers seems like a bust, just based on playing through injury the rest of this year, since they don't fucking bench his ass. They don't sit him down for 1 week. He's going to be playing through that with that bulky ass knee brace, dude. What are your thoughts on Bowers? Are you worried about him? Would you rank Trey McBride? I think you'd probably be a Trey McBride over Bowers guy to start the year. Am I correct?
I actually have a lot of case against Trey McBride. I'm not a big Trey McBride guy. So no, I would still have Bowers ahead. I think the pass rate over expectation with the Raiders is still, it's right now it's like top 5. And he was clearly off this last week, but I think he'll get better. I think he'll improve. I do think he still will be the one. McBride, I have a lot more reservations about.
I think my thing is I play a lot of PPR, so I feel like they're a lot closer. In half PPR, Bowers definitely has more. I mean, Trey McBride's allergic to touchdowns, and Bowers 5 is rookie year, but 5 is like more than the career of Trey McBride. But in PPR, like you're looking at a mid-second round for Bowers, it was, and then like mid-third round, early third, which is 10-pick gap, which doesn't seem like big, but the players, after that, like you're passing on great players essentially to draft Bowers, or it seemed like that, and you weren't passing at as many great, passing on like Tyreek Hills and people like that to take. So that was the thing. Like I was taking JSN over him, and then like after JSN, I'm like, dude, I'll just take Trey McBride. It stopped me from taking 20 shares of Tucker Kraft. Because, that wouldn't have been a bad thing, but like we don't want that many shares of any player just based on look what happened in practice, man.
Yeah. Tucker Kraft's awesome though.
He is. I didn't realize he's 6'5", 260. Like because he's so built, you think he's like 6'3", It's like how does a 6'5" man look like that? But he's a superhero, dude. Like the way Kappa described it makes a lot of sense. You know how the Fox has like the animated like the muscled up guys in like their pregame? Like that's just Tucker Kraft's just like a selfie. You know what I mean? Like everyone else, like they have like Derek Carr, like all buff, and it's just like actually just a shirtless bathroom selfie of Trey McBride. Yeah, it's not a cartoon; it's actually real. 506 says David has a top 5 beard. Ooh, you got yourself a lover in here.
Okay,
pretty nice. I had the chops going for a while, and I was getting so much shit. So it's nice to see some love for the facial hair in the chat because it never happens. It's always Rob, you look like a fucking. I'm not gonna say the word. It's a slur.
Well, I'll just call it what it is. That's the saber-toothed tiger look. I like it.
Yeah, you could be you could be an X-Men character. Ronaldo says, should I trade Tet McMillan for Travion Henderson? My other players are Nico, Malik, and Amika. His other receivers are Nico, Malik, and Amika. Man, if you don't need to use them, my answer is if you don't need to use them, probably, but I would lean no. I think you could get more. But I like him as a stash if he's a stash. In a 10-team league, I like that. If it's a deep league, I don't. What are your thoughts, Dave?
It's hard to give up McMillan right now. I mean, we're talking. I mean, there's a lot's going to happen. I mean, Mecca Ibuka's already banged up. So, for me, I would hold in that scenario, Tet, because it's going to be a long time before Trevion actually pays off if he does. And I know he's on my team. So Yeah, Mecca's banged up, plus Godwin's coming back. I like to think that Mecca's not going to leave the field, but still, in the event that either the injury or Godwin's return goes wrong, I'd like to have Ted McMillan in that nasty target share. And they're leading the league in wide receiver usage are the Carolina Panthers. So give me some of that.
And he's the only one there. So
yep.
You would draft Travion Henderson, bro. That is such a day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Over James Cook.
The return yardage too. That's gross.
Yeah.
The return yardage though too is nice because you get return yardage in your league. But yeah, that's not looking good, man. James Cook was slept on. I think it was all in our ear. I think for me, it was a little bit of the contract holdout. I'm a big Ray Davis fan. I have, I think, 3 shares of James Cook, two or three, which is right on, with 25 leagues, 2 is like having him in 1 out of 12, which is at par. But where he was going mid to end third in a 12th round, a 12-team league is crazy because he should have been an RB1. And even with the fact is his Vegas number was 9.5 for touchdowns this year. That's factoring in 8 touchdowns. Even if he scores 10, which he's going to score more, but that would still been at cost price because you're tied to that offense. They hate throwing the ball. They absolutely hate throwing the ball. So they're running Josh Allen a little less, definitely around the goal line this year, which is probably smart. And have you seen their schedule, dude? They're going to be 7-0. They have cupcake matchups. And I guess I didn't look into that too much, but they're gonna get that 1 seed, baby.
Yeah, they're going to get the 1 seed. I don't know how great it's great for Cook. It's awesome for Cook. But yeah, the pass catchers and, just the pass rate, they're going to be squashing teams most of the time, it seems. Meanwhile, the Giants out here have the toughest schedule ever. So where's the justice there?
Yeah, the Giants, I actually didn't like. I like their team coming into the year. Mostly their D-line, their front 7. But you got Neighbors, they're a decent team, but their schedule is just hell, brutal, bro. They might go 0-7. And the fact they lost that Cowboys game is, and then now of course they get an 0-2 Chiefs team on primetime. Not happening, bro. What's up, G. Allen? How you doing? The amount of times I drafted Hampton over Cook is fucking haunting me. Ooh, yeah. Hampton. See, I have less hope for Hampton. Let's get Dave's thoughts on Hampton since he is a new guest of the show. What are your thoughts on who's your worry level most on? I'm assuming you're not worried about Genty as much as you are Henderson, Hampton, and Harvey.
Yeah, I think I call it Triple H, Henderson, Hampton, Harvey. Those are the 3 that I've had my eye on and really keeping track of. And they've all have been kind of relative to where they were drafted have been equally crappy. We all know Marion Hampton was going sometimes at the 2-3 turn, pushed up. He got pulled up into the top of the 3rd a lot. And then Trevion, the highest of some, got pulled up was, the late 3rd, early 4th, and that's where I took him. And then you got Harvey, who's kind of felt like a 6th round pickish, is where I recall. Yeah. So, they all are disappointing, but relative to their draft position, it's about equal. Hampton, though, is the one that I knew was going into the strongest offense in the best situation. And we were told a run first team, right? A run first team, supposedly. Absolutely. So now I thought that the pass rate changed last year because of the injuries to their running backs, like Gus Edwards, Dobbins. I thought they went pass heavy and were going to change this year. I thought that's why they got Hampton. I thought they got Hampton because they were saying, I want to go back to that. And they are still passing at just the rate they were last year when they didn't have any viable running backs. And he's splitting work. And he's a fumbler. So there's a lot there. You know what we call Marion Hampton on this channel? What? He is the bouncer.
You know what? I'm not going to take it easy because this talking dump of a bouncer is starting to get on my nerves. I'm going to have you fired, dickhole.
He's going to get fired, dickhole. When do you... Okay, I asked Story this 2 days ago on this very podcast. What do you project this week's snap share between Najee and Hampton to look like? Who's the favorite? What's the percentage? What do you got?
I would say that it's probably going to be Hampton, but not by much. It's probably going to be 50-40, and then maybe 10 to Hassan Haskins somewhere in there. I don't know, but I'd give him 50% still. I still consider Najee in the ramp-up period, so it might actually get worse. I don't know. But I'd like to think that Hampton, given how much training camp time he has, is always going to have the upper hand, even if it is 5-10%.
We said 60-40 Najee, just because Najee did actually look really good at the end of that game. But you said the ramp-up time makes a lot of sense. Let's get to some other questions here. Who would you start this week, Drake May or Daniel Jones? It's Drake May, and it's not really that close for me. David?
Drake May's at playing the Steelers, correct? If memory serves. Yeah.
And then
I mean,
Daniel Jones has the Titans.
I would go with Daniel Jones because the fact that they haven't punted all year. Like I'd rather get on that train. I know they're not playing in their dome, but I mean it's close. But I'd like to see it again with May because we all thought May was going to be good week 1 against the Raiders and he wasn't. So
right.
He's disappointed once and then excelled once, whereas Daniel Jones has excelled both times. And I trust Shane Steichen as a play caller much more than I do Josh McDaniels.
Fair enough. Hey, Poker Guts, how you doing? I did get your video. It's awesome on the Discord. We're going to talk about it, and we'll figure something out. That's super awesome, though. Thank you. I will say, all you guys in here that weren't in the show yesterday, I created a Discord chat for the group, so we can continue this even when I'm not online. Me and Story will be in there answering your questions, Ben as well. Maybe I'll get Dave in there. It is in the link in the description. Just you'll see join the Professional Fanatics Discord. Click on it, invite right there. Super easy. That'd be awesome. You guys are all super cool. We have Hub saying Mahomes or Caleb Williams for week 3 PPR. Any suggestions? I'm going Mahomes. I know it's tough. Caleb's had a good matchup, but I'm just not going to get cute here. I'm going Mahomes. What do you got? I mean, hey, he's got 120 yards rushing, bro.
Yeah, that's easy for me. I'll save all my Caleb stuff for when you tee it up and would like me to go in on him. But I will say Mahomes.
It's a win now, right? It's a must win. It's a must win this week for the Chiefs, and they have no running game. So what are they going to do?
Yeah,
Golden, Henderson, or Mooney. Golden, Henderson, or Mooney flex. Well, let's assume this is PPR. If they don't say anything, I'm always assuming it's PPR. Golden, Henderson, or Mooney. That's a tough one, man. That is. Hold on a second. That is fucking real rough. What do you got, Dave?
I've got Golden in there just because of the injury to Jaden Reed. I think we might see some more snaps. Maybe some snaps in the slot, but they were just missing on a couple of those deep balls. And I really don't like the outlook for Henderson, and I really don't like the outlook for Mooney because, again, he's ramping up, and they're going to be probably crushing the Panthers, and they're going to want to run the ball with Bijan and Algier. So
those names are rough, man. Between those three, especially between two of them, rough.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Right? Mooney's the most commonly played player on earth. I'm probably going Henderson just because the upside, although I could see Golden, but I'm not going Mooney. That's for sure. Poker says I took too much Hampton. Yeah. I think a lot of people did. I have 0 Hampton shares, and I am loving life. Although I think he's a trade target for me if it gets worse. And 1 or 2 weeks, if it's actually trending downward, that's a buy low for sure. When I'm if I have a 4-0 team or a 4-1 team, that's an easy one. Harvey, Steve says Harvey, Hampton, Henderson, Genty in that order for me. Yeah, I still have Genty is who you want the most. Maybe that's his concern level. That's probably his concern level, right? Because Harvey's the most concerning because Tyler Bidet, there's a third guy. I mean, and Sean Payton's just a fucking fool. So, and I don't forget, think he's good. I think Henderson's the most talented. What do you got?
Don't forget, there's a third guy in New England too, unfortunately, with Antonio Gibson.
Yeah. I don't believe. Actually, Antonio Gibson's probably a better player than Bidet.
Yes.
I'd rather have had Hampton over spending a one-on-one than Ashton. Genty's fine though. See, Genty doesn't have any workload concerns. Now they're using him weird. But Genty, the problem with Genty is you took him in the first round, most likely. But he's gonna be fine. Genty will have a giant week in the next 2 weeks. You can't say the same for the other guys. Outside of a 80-yard touchdown by Henderson and Najee getting buying some fireworks on Saturday night. So please stay away from the fireworks. Matt says, could Golden boom this week? Dave, you handle that one because I don't.
Yeah, as I alluded to, I do believe that he can. I mean, Jordan Love's playing very well, and he will see increased snaps. And hopefully, if they can just connect on one deep one, which they've been trying to, there's your boom that you're asking for.
Allen says, am I crazy to think Jordan Mason's going to have a better game than Gibbs? Probably a little bit, but I could see it. I mean, he's going to get more touches than Gibbs. I think that's all assumed, right?
That's safe to say. I mean, I'm very worried about the Lions on the road against the Ravens. I mean, obviously this is apart from Jahmyr Gibbs, but Jared Goff in his last 3 games against Detroit has not thrown a single touchdown. That just tells me that I don't trust that they're going to be able to move the ball as well, and I think Mason's going to get all he can eat. So I don't think it's crazy. I wouldn't rank it that way, but I don't think it's crazy.
Right. And maybe in standard, I could see starting Mason over Gibbs, but I don't think at all.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? PPR, especially not. TB streams, we just answered this question. We'll give you the answer again. Opinion on Golden, Henderson, and Mooney at flex. Dave said Golden. I said Henderson. I think Mooney is the odd man out there. Andre says, what's up, Andre? Did Hampton have a fumbling issue in college, fellas? This is where we need Story because that man knows everything about college football. I don't believe he did. I didn't hear any concerns on that. But it's not like he has a major issue because that's not like a bad, that's just a messed up like exchange, right? Like it is a fumble. It's a mistake, but it's not as concerning as the guy that, like Reggie Bush, when he'd carry the ball out here. Like Hampton doesn't seem to have ball security issues like that, that's the big concern. This is just this is almost more of a knucklehead play, kind of like him running out of bounds in the first half in the Chiefs game. Like those are rookie mistakes, right? And unfortunately, they're going to make those mistakes, and that's not the coach to be making those mistakes with. Like Mike McDonald will just laugh it off, and like Lovie Smith back in the day, like certain guys are not going to. Certain Harbaughs are not going to mess around with that one, and Mike Tomlin's not going to mess around with that one. So guys like that's the wrong team to be doing that one. Hampton.
Yes, it is.
This is a good one. Jelly the Month Club. Love this name. Love it. Musgrave, Chig, or Jatavian Sanders if Kraft is out half PPR. Ooh, this is juicy. Dave, you take this one because I have a lot of these decisions here. If it's the case that Kraft's out, let's just hope Kraft's not out because I will cry.
The easiest thing would be to just go Musgrave. I mean, to me, that's where I would go just because I know Jaden Reed is out, as I've said. So I think that the tight end usage will still be there. I just don't think he'll do as much with the ball as Kraft otherwise would. I can't really get behind the other two. I like Chig. I want to like Chig, but they're just not playing well. And Sanders is just, they don't use the tight ends enough. It's really wide receiver based there. So.
Yeah, I love Chig coming in mostly in best ball. Here's what's happened with Chig. So it's underrated player, right? Titans player, not really in the draft radar. Cam Ward has about 260 yards passing in 2 games. Chig has had a couple drops, and they weren't concentration drops. They were in traffic, kind of tough, but he should have taken some in. So you mix all those together. That's how you have Chig with whatever it is, 5 or 6 catches for 50 yards. It could easily have been without the drops, 7 catches for $120, which we'd be much more happy about. But I just think this is a better game. I see some strides from Cam Ward. Cam Ward looks good. Like he looks like reckless, but he doesn't. I think he's a warrior. I think he's mentally tough, and he's that dude to me. So he looks better than what Caleb did last year at this point. And I'm not too worried, but I think it's Musgrave is just not a 1-to-1 replacement, and he won't play 90% of the snaps like Kraft does. He'll be in there 70% of the time, and he's a Dalton Kincaid, man. He's a receiving down back or receiving down tight end. So that's fine. Good matchup for him. No receivers there. It's Musgrave. We got Seattle with Witherspoon out or KC defense. For me, it's Seattle. I don't really care about Witherspoon being out. I know it's a big loss. Easy matchup. KC is also a great stream just because the narrative here is 0-2 Chiefs, Sunday Night Football. Are they at home against the Giants? Do you know?
I do not know. I was going to say Kansas City, but I think on that one I know for a fact that Seattle is at home. So
right.
Yeah. Those are, I would say, whichever one this guy owns. If he owns one of them, then keep it. But if he's just picking up, then how the hell are they available? I don't know.
Yeah, Seattle's my number one stream this week. But KC, Seattle has a better defense than KC, but again, the narrative in KC, they might get some calls. Danny, you're coming off almost a career game from Russell Wilson, and he had some turnovers. So CK says, if Kraft is out, do I go Pitts or give Hawk another chance? You can't go Hawkinson. You just can't with the question. It can't get any worse with Carson Wentz under center, but it might not get a whole lot better. And it's a good matchup. I'll say that. It is a good matchup. But Hawkinson looks awful. That route he ran, I don't know if you guys saw that, just hilarious. The shimmy shake that did nothing and then just drops the pass. So he's cooked, at least right now. I'm much more worried about Hawkinson than I am Mark Andrews because Mark Andrews lives on touchdowns. Hawkinson does not. And if Hawkinson's not getting the PPR scam, then what do you have?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Hawkinson's game. I think he was dropped in the league I play in. And like I would say, if he fell out of my pocket, I wouldn't bend over to pick him up. So that's not a player I'm looking for. So yeah, I would go with Pitts there. I don't love him, but obviously against Carolina, there'll be plenty of room to operate as long as they are throwing.
All right, I'm starting Neighbors over Franklin. I'll regret it later. No. I wouldn't start Franklin over Olave. I think this love on Franklin is. We're gonna start seeing. You heard it here first that this is a mini Green Bay situation with their wide receivers. Evan Ingram's out, which I guess I don't know if that's a good thing, but like it kind of narrows the tree down a little bit. But they're gonna rotate guys in. Pat Bryant will have moments. Marvin Mims might play more than 20% run more than 20% of the routes. Sutton will have a big game. What are your thoughts on Franklin, Dave?
Yeah, he's a nothing to me, honestly, like short term, long term. Not especially short term. I mean, the Chargers are a really good defense, and if his star is faded by the end of this week, which it probably will, I wouldn't be surprised. We saw this last year, this 80% snap share. We've seen it with other receivers, such as last year Marvin Mims, and most notably Devon Bailey, who's since been traded to the Saints. So, like, remember early last year, Devon Bailey was a waiver pickup, and it smells. They play different style of the game, but it smells like this one, man. It's like Cortland Sutton even struggles to get volume. I just don't see anything in that passing attack other than Sutton is viable.
Yeah, we got Ben Levelson in the chat. Talking about Cheat Donkey, Hota, JMO or Diggs for half PPR flex. This one's pretty easy for me. It's JMO. Half PPR. In full PPR, I can see going Diggs. In half PPR, it's JMO.
Yeah, I'm JMO all the way just because Diggs seems to be ramping up. I think it was his snap share was in the 30s and now it's in the 60%. I gotta see it first to get the snap share up. At least I know that Jameson Williams is running 100% of the routes.
Yeah, Wandale, Hollywood, or Golden. We'll call this one PPR. For me, if Worthy's out, it's Hollywood. If Worthy plays, it's Wandale. Even though I don't like Wandale, I think that's like the worst time to play him after his career best outing. Tough matchup.
I agree with that 100%.
Look at that. Simple as that. I'm starting Jaylen Warren over Terry McLaurin, so I can't wait for Scary Terry to drop a 40-yard bomb. That's the safe play, man. That's the play. You have a backup quarterback. Although Marcus Mariota is serviceable, it's not ideal, and he just looked not a step slow. He just has looked kind of disinterested, and that's kind of always been Terry's game. Just, they don't use him creatively. That's the problem. They just line him up at X and say, hey, bro, go win. You know what I mean? Like, how about you line up your best receiver you just paid and a super talented, really, really versatile receiver. How about you give him what they did with Jamar Chase, right? Jamar Chase's rookie year was only at X. Second year moved around a little bit. By the third year when he broke out, and then the fourth year, he's playing all over the place. He's lined up in the backfield sometimes, man. That's what we want from our alpha receivers is make the defense think a little bit. And I don't know what Dan Quinn's doing down there. I know he's not the offensive coordinator, but he is the head coach. Like, bro, what are you doing? Cliff Kingsbury, I thought you were an offensive genius. What are you doing?
Yeah, they're doing it with Debo, but yeah, McLaurin is just
that's because Debo's not capable of running wide receiver routes, unfortunately.
Right.
Who's safer between Golden and Henderson if I'm projected to win heavily? There is no safety there. Henderson.
Can we just get someone else? Can we just get Dobbs?
Yeah. Dobbs.
I call Romeo Dobbs, those in your neighborhood, like those take a book, leave a book kind of thing. Like, that's what Romeo Dobbs and some of those receivers are. If you need them, you can use them that week, but you have to put them back. I would just put in Romeo Dobbs and try to put in Golden if you have the roster spot and all you need is a consistent stat line. But hey, if I had to pick from these, oh man, I would probably roll the dice on Henderson because I'm thinking maybe last week he got punished for the 3 holding calls.
See, I like how you know that. A lot of people, I listen to a lot of shows and no one mentioned that. And I actually had some issues with my my Android cable box, and I didn't actually get to watch that game. And that's one of the one games I didn't watch back, so I didn't get that information. And I watched the footballers. I watched. Matt Harmon probably mentioned it because that guy's a genius. But like a couple other shows and like stories on here. First thing he says talk about Travion Henderson. He mentions the holding calls. I'm like, story. That's why I love you. Like you're a G, dude. Like that's next level fantasy analysis. It's not just looking at box scores, right? It's looking beyond the box score. Box score's huge. Snap share is huge. But eye test and like little details like that. Talk about a rookie, especially, right? Josh Jacobs gets 3 holding calls. Whoop-de-doo, no big deal. Move on. Travion Henderson gets 3 holding calls. It's an issue. Should I drop Golden from Gator? So I'm going to piggyback on what Dave said. I would rather start Dubs than him this week. I would rather own Golden long term, just because he is a first round rookie. But I mean, we're a couple weeks away from me almost flipping on that one, though, right?
I mean, really, if Jaden Reed had not got injured, I would be with you. But for me, because 25% of all league winners are wide receivers weeks 10 through 16 blowing up. I mean, I'm not in the business of dropping rookies when conditions are getting more favorable, and we have not seen a game without Jaden Reed yet. And I would just give him as long a runway as you can, and because these things do take time. You knew that when you drafted him. I have to remind myself the same thing with my rooks.
I just don't think Matthew Golden's very good. I didn't like him coming out of the draft. He was not even the leading receiver on his team. Isaiah Bond was. He's a knucklehead who got a bunch of legal troubles. But he wasn't an alpha in college. He does not profile as an alpha here. He kind of just runs down the field. And he had this amazing 40 time, which I'm telling you from the sources I heard, it was a fake 40 time, man. Like that it was like a 4.4, which is still really fast. It was not a 4.29. Eye test does not show a 4.29. Xavier Worthy's 4.29. John Ross 4.29, right? Tyreek Hill 4.29. Bo Jackson 4.29. Those guys are all in this over here, right? And then you have Matthew Golden, more human and small, not good hands.
Very small.
I got offered Sutton and Judkins for their Brian Thomas Jr. What do you guys think? You got to trade Sutton and Judkins for Brian Thomas? I'm doing that in a heartbeat, bro. I hate Brian Thomas, but that's easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy for me too. Yeah, Sutton's coming off a 1-for-6 game. And Brian Thomas Jr., I mean, he's still getting the targets. He's got 20 targets. So
what people aren't mentioning is that there is still a 50% chance that Judkins gets suspended. Like, no one's talking about it because he played. Like, dude, we've seen this before. Like, the process takes a while in the NFL. So if he does get suspended, you're looking at, like someone you might drop during bye weeks. We got 5.0 George Keenan, Quentin Johnston, Sutton, or Marvin Harrison. It's Marvin Harrison by a landslide.
Who's Marvin Harrison got this week? Arizona has the 49ers, right?
Yeah, that's a sneaky shootout, dude.
Man, I know it should be him. It should be him.
Okay, then it could be Sutton. I'm not going either Chargers receiver.
No, I would have to go Marvin Harrison Jr. because of the bounce back, but he just had a putrid game, dude. So did Sutton.
I know he had a drop. I get it, but dude, both games the Cardinals have played, they've been up by 2 or 3 scores in the first half. Like, that's not happening in this game.
No, but yeah, Keenan's the safest to get 6 grabs. I'll say that. But
yeah,
Yeah,
I like shooting for the moon. Poker says Kyle Monungai getting action with Swift injury. I don't know if that's a veteran. I know it's a quad injury, and it looks a little concerning. I doubt he sits out. We're 0-2. We need him. And Monungai was what is Roshan's snap share going to be, right? Like, does Travis Homer get snaps? We don't fucking know. They like Kyle Monungai. He's a 7th-round rookie. That Swift hasn't had any success, so I'm not necessarily going to be playing Kyle Monungai. He is probably worth a stash, though.
Yeah, definitely worth a stash. DeAndre Swift, I mean, the Bears have 1.9 yards per rush before contact, actually 3rd in the NFL. So if you get any other running back in there, they're bound to be better than Swift because the guy just sucks. But, I mean, 3rd in the NFL, those blocked yards, man. If Monungai gets running downhill, I'm not saying I love him, but they are getting those yards before contact.
Gator says, will Bowers play this week? I'm pretty sure that's a certainty. Will he be effective this week is the question. He'll be more effective than he'll probably slowly get healthier, but I don't think he's going to be healthy all year. They have a week 8 bye, so maybe week 9. That's not good. That's not good for your 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, he's definitely playing, though. I just saw it today. He's off the injury report. Yeah,
he's good. I'll go to Manuel's question. If you're new here, dude, please sub to the channel. We're doing this. I'm doing this 7 days a week with special. Awesome. How good is Dave as a guest, guys? This guy's awesome. Well-spoken, funny. He's very funny. It's his first time. He's been on the show before, like first year. First time on the stream. He's born for this shit, by the way. I've known this guy for a long time. So sub to the channel. Get the notifications when we go live. A lot of good stuff on there. Check out my bets. I'll go through my bets at the end of the episode, maybe in a couple minutes when we get caught up in the chat. But 6 bangers. Went 5-0 last week, 7-1 on the year, 64% against the spread the last 4 years. All player props. Manuel says Chuba or Garrett Wilson for flex. This is all scoring to me. In full PPR, I think I might go Garrett Wilson. If it's half, I'm going Chuba for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I do think Tyrod will get the ball to Garrett Wilson. I'm not sure what they'll do with it, but he will accumulate some catches. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely will. Is Sampson still rosterable with Judkins now? What are your thoughts on that, Dave?
Depends on league size. I mean, my gut tells me no. However, you alluded to the suspension. If that were to happen, Sampson would have value. So I think if you're in 12 teams or larger, I would try to hold on to him. But if it's 10 or smaller, I would not. Is how I would characterize that.
I mean, Ford's nothing. And
Yeah.
Sampson, I want to talk to Sampson.
I want to talk to Samson. Climbing to the moon like that bitch Alice Kramer.
I love that so much. I could play that I'll play that all the time. I love it. I love Dave Chappelle. I know you do too, Dave.
Oh, yes.
God, I'm so behind in these chats. Flex Sutton or Dobbins have PPR. I think it's Dobbins, bro. I think it's Dobbins.
Yeah. If it's half PPR, yeah, I mean, I would do the same thing. I would go Dobbins there.
Chase says pretty sure Ford is second on the roster, Sampson's third, but Sampson gets more of the high leverage snaps, and Ford is literally like the most. He's actually below replacement level at this point, because if you watch any film of him this year, he looks cooked.
They actually bullied him out of I think it was like $300,000 or something like that. Like they bullied him out because he's not important to the franchise. You could read up on that. Maybe it might have been more than that.
Yeah,
but,
they restructured his contract. Yeah.
They did. They're like, if you're gonna stay, you're gonna do it our way, and like it shows in the touches. I mean, he's getting he gets Snickle Fritz. You know,
it's very uninspired. Yeah, you get the Snickle Fritz, man. It's very uninspired play. Gator says sit Henderson for Pollard. You're definitely playing Pollard, dude. You got 3 more weeks of Pollard as a full go. He's going to get it going. He gets all the work in terms of snap share. He's going to get more touches, more catches, probably a touchdown. 12-man standard league stash Corum, Harris, or Kendre Miller. Dude, it's probably Najee Harris with just the Omarion Hampton uncertainty. But I'm a biggest Corum is my number one owned player. I have like 18 shares of Corum, bro. It's too much. But Corum's in the similar situation, and Corum's actually a good player. What are your thoughts on Corum, Dave?
For me, it's Corum by a lot from that group, just because
really
I think the people that there's been a lot of this that like talk about Seattle with Charbonnet and that too, but like and Trey Benson, there's a lot of situations where it's like kind of evolving into timeshares. Jacksonville's another one, and Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton, we're talking about 60-40, 50-50. We're talking like in that range. So I think what happens then is like the fact of the matter is they are less likely to get injured. They are playing half of the snaps, so they will not get injured at the rate as a guy like Kyron that's playing 80 to 90% of the snaps. So just on basic math, I would take that. I would say give me that, because you're seeing that like Trey Benson's going to protect Connor all year. Najee Harris is going to protect Omarion all year. So give me some Corum there as like a real handcuff to a real workhorse.
Yeah, and we know Sean McVay is going to ride the guy, and he seems like Corum's a better player than Kyron Williams. I've been on record saying that since they drafted him. Didn't look good last year. This year he looks explosive, shot out of a cannon. It's not so much Corum's amazing. It's that Kyron Williams is very regular. He's small and slow. He's good around the goal line. He's good at pass pro. He can do some decent little wiggle routes, but he is just a dude. In my mind.
Got a nose for the end zone, but no, nothing else impressive.
Yeah, but a nose for the end zone is kind of what you say. That's like when you talk about a white basketball player, where it's like, dude, he's he's really scrappy. He hustles. It's like, because you can't say anything nice about him because he can't shoot. He's slow. He can't jump. So B Growling says Walker or Pickens. I don't care the setting. This week it's Walker, and I love Pickens, but you're looking at Charbonnet being out in a plus matchup. It's the tiny dancer, Kenneth Walker. Gotta get the clips in, man. Oh,
Seahawks at home, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Always looking to play Kenneth Walker. Hey guys, I'm in a 12-team deep league. I didn't see your question there. JMO, McLaurin, or Ibuka as flex. It's Ibuka if he's playing. I'm a little worried about his snap share as like going down to 70% this game, but I think in full PPR it's Ibuka. Dave?
Yeah, I would go Ibuka, then JMO, then McLaurin in that order.
Start Jordan Mason or Garrett Wilson, or start BTJ or Wilson. So Jordan Mason is like pretty much any question you're going to ask me, at least, and I think Dave might be in the same with me. It's Jordan Mason by a mile. Like unless you're asking like Alvin Kamara, Jordan Mason, maybe close, probably still Jordan Mason. Like unless it's like Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm starting Jordan Mason.
This is what you have him for. I mean, if you're not using him now, if you're not using him now, then ship him off, because you said probably, hey, Aaron Jones is injury prone. I'd like to get him on my team. So he's injured. Use him.
And then Brian Thomas Jr. or Wilson. This is still Brian Thomas Jr. for me.
Yes, absolutely.
What do we think about a Marion Hampton or Juwan Jennings at flex? Anyone but a Marion Hampton this week. You can't trust it. You might go. You got 2 points last week. You might get less than that this week. I don't think it will happen. You might get 6 from him. But Juwan Jennings is hurt. We don't know how actual hurt he is. And what I keep on telling you guys, Juwan Jennings, half his contract, that renegotiation they did is half of its incentives. So he is the guy that's like not going to sit out because he is playing for something. If he misses games, he's not hitting his incentives. That's $7.5 million he's not going to get. So that dude's going to limp out there. He's going to leave a lot of games early because he's playing hurt. But it's Juwan Jennings. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, for sure. Same reasons. I was going to cite the same things with the restructured contract, the incentives. I mean, he looked good on film last week. Yeah, he's hampered, but no matter how many items they list in that injury report, that dude's going to play. If he's holding his guts in like Saving Private Ryan, he's going to get out there and play.
Again, gentlemen, whoever's in here, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. You're not getting that insight. You're going to get literally copy and paste bullshit from other things, right? Dave, you watch the show, and like you're a very smart player, but you learn shit every time you watch, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't because you already know like most of this like deep level shit. Motherfucker plays one league and he's got the knowledge of me who plays 25 fucking leagues and is on here live fucking 3 hours a day. You son of a bitch. Hey guys, in a deep 12-team league where a lot of teams roster quarterbacks, even though it's only one quarterback, I have Dak. I'm wondering if I should roster Browning or Fields to back him up. Yeah, you can't do Browning and Dak because that's wasted week 10 buys. It's Fields, man. Put him in your IR. It's Fields, especially if it's 4 for a passing touchdown. It's not even close.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, Fields could be he's a weapon. So they might come when you need him, and he's got some combination of the Cowboys and the Bucks and the Dolphins in the next 3 games after this one. So after he clears concussion protocol, the next 3 his value might go up. You're going to want him on your roster.
Granny loves you. How you doing, Granny? I appreciate that. We need that Percy Harvin decoy route. I just love a Percy Harvin reference. Dave, that was a Dave guy. Dave loves Gadget. Cordell Patterson, he once drafted in the 1st round, was it?
It was the 3rd round, and he took a 90-yarder to the house out of the backfield the first week, and I looked like a genius. Never again.
Yeah. Well, to your defense, it's 10 for a return touchdown in that league, and you got return yards, and so that was built in, but very inconsistent there. Starting JSN over Devontae feels bad. He's such a deep threat. What do y'all think? It's JSN. Like you have to start JSN. He has like the best target share in the league right now, and he's the only show in town. Cooper Kupp's dust.
What a problem to have. What a decision to make.
Devontae Smith will be fine, but I mean,
I love this guy's roster, man. Like, now is that? Yeah, I mean, if it's Devontae Smith that we're talking about here,
yeah.
I think very little.
It might be Devontae Adams.
That's what I'm wondering. If it's Devontae Smith, it's not a question at all. That guy sucks, but
he put Devonta, which is Devonta Smith, right? But either way, I'm still playing JSN over Devontae Adams. If it's
Devontae Adams, I would play him over him for sure. JSN's just like he's getting the target share you alluded to, but that's a sweet situation you got there, buddy.
We got Lloyd in the chat. What's going on, Lloyd? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Lounge. We'll be here for another hour or so. Dave's going to take off. I have another guest coming who's going to blow you. I don't know. We'll see if he's as good as Dave because Dave is he's on point tonight. And this is his first show. So just give this guy a couple more shows. He'll be fucking rocking your brain. Would you trade Chase Brown and Diggs for Drake London? Got a deep running back room with A-Chain Brown, Javonte, Tootin, Benson, Harvey. Probably, dude. I mean, probably. You need a receiver. Drake London's a great buy low. Because Diggs is kind of a nothing. I mean, right? Diggs is kind of a nothing. So,
I mean, you're getting Diggs production out of like Troy Franklin off waivers right now, like what you wanted out of Diggs.
Right. And
right. Chase Brown is totally neutered. I mean, less points right off the bat. Vegas is putting him like 6 points less per game on average. That's 1 touchdown over the next 15 games. There's 15 less touchdowns in Cincinnati to go around. And that's going to get shaved off all of them, including Chase Brown. And he does have the lowest yards per carry in the league among qualifying running backs. Genty's number 2 worst, but he's literally the worst. So no, I would be fine moving on from Chase Brown and getting Drake London on your team.
Yeah, I like that trade, but for the record, I am actually higher on Chase Brown. I think that I'm not saying this move specifically helps him out, but his stock was so low from where you drafted him. He's playing all the snaps. I still think he's an explosive player. Not that savvy of a player, but straight line speed and good pass catcher, and they're going to need him. He might get more catches now with Browning. I'm not saying I'm down on Chase Brown. Yeah, I get that. Brian writes in the
Skyrim.
chat. He said, when are we going to get all the old crew together, old neighborhood crew together? We all grew up together in the same neighborhood. We'll try to get that together soon, bro. I picked up Browning due to his weapons as a bench roll quarterback. But yeah, you have two guys with week 10 buys though, so there's no point in having a backup quarterback that you can't use at least on that week. Now you can play matchups, but I'd rather have Justin Fields as the matchup play. CK says, awesome guest, very knowledgeable, pretty handsome too with a great beard. Wow, goat guest. These guys, great job. Look at this. They're loving you. Don't take Story's job now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Don't take Story's job. Caleb or Knicks this week? Ooh, it's a tough matchup for Knicks against Chargers. I mean, but Caleb
Easy choice for me. I can't stand Caleb, but as a person, as a player, but this is an easy call for me. It's Caleb by a mile.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like pick your poison on that one. I think Knicks is safer, but although Caleb's been more consistent, so yeah, we'll go Caleb on that one.
He's got the lowest PFF grade in the NFL, by the way. Does Bo Nix? So
yeah, right. Golden, Dubs, or Shaheed? Man, I think I'm gonna go Shaheed. Tough matchup against the Seahawks. A little banged up secondary there, and Shaheed is like it's Juwan Johnson, it's Shaheed, and it's Chris Olave, and like Alvin Kamara is really not getting a lot of passing volume out of the backfield, so they're gonna throw a lot. They throw out with Spencer Rattler. I like Shaheed here. What do you think? I think Dubs is the floor play. Shaheed is the upside play.
You got me. I'm going Romeo. Romeo's my guy here.
Yeah.
I would go Romeo, Shaheed, and Golden in that order. Still a lot of mouths to feed with New Orleans because Juwan is getting his, Olave's getting his, but he'll get some. But I put him as second in that group. Shaheed.
All right, we got Pickens, Sutton, Debo. Choose one PPR. Pickens for me.
Pickens. Strong.
Hey, we're locked up on a lot of these. 10-team PPR trade. Jaden Daniels plus CMC plus Ibuka plus this is a Dave trade. Jaden Daniels, CMC, Ibuka, and Warren for Allen, Lamb, and Harvey. I like the CMC, Ibuka, Warren, JD5. I mean, because Harvey is a nothing. Like it's a 10-team league. What is Harvey going to do for you?
Yeah, as I'm dissecting this question, I'm eliminating Harvey also in my mind.
Right.
The kicker for me,
really
I believe. I believe
that Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren is if it's Tyler Warren, it's like I'll take the first half of that. But if it's Jalen Warren, then I would go Allen and Lamb because you're getting two super elite players, and Jaden Daniels is already hurt and he's regressing.
I get it.
So it comes down to which Warren. Which one? If it's Tyler Warren, take the first group. If it's Jalen Warren, take the second group. That's my call.
I think it makes it closer if it's Jalen Warren. But here's the thing. Now, in a 10-team league, Jalen Warren has less value. In a deep league, Jalen Warren's a startable guy. You don't want to start Jalen Warren in a 10-team league. He's going to get you 12 points. I still want Jalen Warren, at least for the short term, 100% over Harvey. And I think I still want Jalen Warren long term over Harvey just because of the Caleb Johnson craziness. Like, that guy might not see the field again this year. I mean,
he's
the hype on him, it was like all of the analysts was just like, dude, he's going to get 280 touches guaranteed. I'm like, they're throwing that 280. They're throwing that number around. Like, that's like meeting a girl like at a library and be like, I'm going to fuck her 8 times tonight. Like, no. You might kiss her. There's a chance you fuck her. But you're not fucking her 8 times, bro. You're not getting 280 touches. Like, get the hell. They're penciling in Najee Harris's role, and they love Kenneth Gainwell, apparently. Anyways, sorry for that tangent. That's what I do. I'm not doing that trade at all. So regardless of what Warren it is, you could take Warren out of the trade. Then it's close. Jaden Daniels, CMC, and Buka for Allen, Lamb, Harvey. Then it's close. But,
I want to say one more thing on that trade.
Yeah.
One more thing on that trade. The CeeDee Lamb, there's a lot I could say, but the thing to remember about CeeDee Lamb, if you actually sit there and you comb through the top 10 receivers right now in fantasy, you will see that 7 or 8 of them have very, very suspect quarterback play. Like, that's the calculus for me with Jamar Chase. Like, is Jake Browning really that much worse than Michael Penix or Russell Wilson or some of these guys that are propping up these top 10s?
No.
So at least with CeeDee Lamb, you have Dak Prescott, who's playing well. And that's a huge X factor because it's one thing getting an elite wide receiver. It's another one getting an elite wide receiver with a really good quarterback. And that's where I think Lamb's value surpasses all right now. All.
That's some existential shit right there, David.
Yeah,
what do we make of TreVeyon Henderson? What do we make on TreVeyon Henderson? 4th in rush attempts for the Pats this past week. It's a hold, man. You can't play him, but I would probably play TreVeyon Henderson this week over Amarian Hampton, man. I'm not playing him over Genty. We're taking Genty out of this rookie like conundrum conversation, but I'm playing him over Hampton and Harvey. He can't sniff your lineup right now, bro.
Yeah, agreed.
I think I'm gonna have a new nickname. I think I've got a new nickname for Harvey right here on the live stream. The Water Boy, right? He's just a water boy.
That's
He's
all
just
he
gonna
is.
be delivering waters and like, are you dehydrated? Oh, JK, are you dehydrated? Don't get a calf cramp, JK. You know what happens with your injuries? My other tight end is Fannin, so it is Tyler Warren. So that's an absolute no. That's a no for me, dog.
I love Tyler Warren.
Yeah, so that changes it for him. Trade Chuba for AJ Brown. Yeah, if you have running back depth, you're trading high on Chuba. You're trading at the absolute lowest. This is like trading for Charlie Sheen when he did that Tiger Blood interview. Like you can't, it's hiring Charlie Sheen when he's talking about like smoking, like bumping 7-gram rocks and shit. Like, and you're gonna hire him for like a executive role on like West Wing. That is trading for AJ Brown right now. Bottom of the barrel, lowest the stock could ever be. It's only going to go up. I don't care what their pass volume is. AJ Brown's going to catch some deep touchdowns and have some games, right?
Yeah, it's a close trade for me because of, really comes down to roster construction. I'm like such an AJ Brown hater, not the player, but the role in the team. It comes down to roster construction. I don't like that Chubb lost 2 of his offensive linemen in the last week, like long term. So, yeah, I would probably lean on the A.J. Brown side, but that's only based on I'm just guessing what the roster construction probably is. But don't get it twisted. Like, that 22 pass attempts a game is not going to feed anybody, and they're winning. So why would it go up?
Good call. Pittman or JSN this week? No. I'm not even going to read the rest of this question. Sorry, bro. It's JSN. Like, JSN, I can't. I don't care what reasoning it is. JSN is right now a top 8 receiver in PPR. Like, not even just like what the stats tell you, like eye test, usage, talent, situation, matchup. Like I can go down the list on this one.
Yeah.
It's again, there are no dumb questions. I'm just saying, like, I get your idea because Pittman is the number 1 there, and Pittman will probably give you maybe top 24 numbers, but JSN is probably going to give you top 10. Poker Guts, I'm starting Mason and JSM over Travion and Hamilton. Glad I drafted depth. Yeah, JCM's a wild card, but like he's got to get 15 touches this week, right, Dave? Hey, it's Hampton, not Hamilton. I was like, Josh Hamilton? He's playing football.
Yeah, JCM will get a chance to show out. I'm not saying 20, but I think your 15 is right on the money, and they're going to hide Mariota a bit. So, yeah.
Keenan Allen or Pickens. This is easy pickings for me. I'm trading Keenan Allen. I'm trading Quentin Johnston. Like, it's easy pickings. I'm trading these guys that just like they're in a 3-way timeshare, and Ladd McConkey is yet to eat. Ladd McConkey catches every single target that's thrown to him. I'm not even a Ladd McConkey guy, but I feel like I'm a Ladd McConkey defender now. He was one of my biggest bets. By the way, I bet it early. It was 54.5 yards. In one day, that total is now up to 64. So I got 10. I got to hedge that. I'm going to bet under on the 64 and try to win them both. Like, not a big bet on the under because I love the over at 54. But can you believe that? Like, literally 24 hours and we're talking about a 10-yard swing and up? Crazy. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that. No. I have Dak and Browning. I would. That was back to the other question of Justin Fields. It's Justin Fields there. Sicilian Kyle, how you doing, dude? How's Sicily? Half PPR start 2. DJ Moore, Butte, Io Manor, Golden, Fannin. DJ Moore for sure. I mean, I know it's rough, but with these guys, it's DJ Moore, and then it's probably either Butte or Fannin.
I'd go DJ Moore and Kayshon Boutte. I mean.
Yeah, Booty did play a lot of snaps, but 1 catch and I think it was maybe 1 target, 1 catch. And
it was a touchdown, but Booty's game doesn't blow my hair back. But at the same time, I mean, Eric Iomanor, you're not ready yet to do that. We're not there.
Oh, Alex Dawson, don't talk about Alex Iomanor like that.
I'm just not there, man. He's like in the stash territory for me, but I can't even imagine.
Yeah, he's a stash. Well, Dave, you also play a 10-man league with no flex. Like some of us play big boy leagues.
It is 3 wide, so the wide receivers are equally watered down, if not more.
Did I tell you what I did at my league? It was a 12. My original league, it's my home league at commish. It's 12 teams, 3 receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 flexes on top of tight end and all that shit. So you could start 5 receivers, right? 12 man. Dang. I had to move it down to 10. I had to move it down to 10 this year because a couple of people flaked, and I just was sick of trying to find people. So it's 2 quarterbacks, it's 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, and 2 flexes. It's a best ball. It's fucking
illegal formation.
It's awesome, bro. 2 tight ends, so it's like, dude, on bye weeks and injuries, like tight end 35 is being started. I fucking love it personally.
You're getting into the old like
that's the
Darren
league I would do.
Fells and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hey, if you don't know ball, you have no chance in this league. That's all I gotta say. And you should know ball if you're gonna win a league, right, Dave?
You should, theoretically.
This is the first world problems from Wally right here. I love it. Kenneth Walker or Jordan Mason is RB2. I mean, it's Jordan Mason, but like that's crazy to have those two. I mean, I didn't a week ago they were both in your bench.
You would go Mason there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Charbonnet's missing this game. Are you factoring that in?
I know that. Oh, I'm factoring that in. I know it. Easier matchup too. Similar matchup, I say. Bengals are an easy matchup. Really? Dude, Jordan Mason's going to have 25 touches, though. 25 touches. Walker's probably going to have 18. Probably a better player, more explosive. If it's PPR, I maybe would lean. Okay, I'll give you this. In PPR, I might lean Kenneth Walker just because the pass catching upside. In half or standard, is Jordan Mason. That's what I do, bro.
It's a PPR cop out. I love it. Well, let's do it this way. I'm like, no, I just think Walker's got it this week, man. I do. He doesn't want Charbonnet to come back. I think if this is his window, he can grab the job. And there's no better time to grab it than at home against the Saints.
Did you say Caleb's new nails? That's a good comment. Ryan says, Rob, we still rocking with Cam Little this week. I swapped him out a couple times because I had like 12 Cam Little shares. I swapped him a couple times for the kicker on the Seahawks, Myers, because I love that matchup. But yeah, Cam Little's like such a big leg that he can do more with less, if that makes sense. What do you think, Dave? Cam Little or anyone in the way?
Little's my guy, dude. He's my guy. I keep him all year. He's the new Brandon Aubrey. If you think about how bad Trevor Lawrence is in the red zone, if you just watch him one time in the red zone, you'll understand. Dude's going to get a lot of opportunities as long as Lawrence doesn't throw it away.
Unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence throws a lot of interceptions in the red zone, which we saw multiple times in last week, but in his whole career. I would still probably rock him. I only swapped him out because like I had so many Cam Little shares, and like 12 is just too much. And
I wanted, little faith.
Diversify, yeah. I sent Ibuka and Sharp for AJ Brown. That one's close. Like the other AJ Brown trade was AJ Brown all day. I see the logic, and I get down with it. You're selling high, buying low. Sharp is a nice kicker. Even let's just take the injury out of it for a second. Sharp's a nice kicker. That's a fair trade.
Fair, but give me Ibuka. His star is rising. I mean.
Yeah, he's a little banged up right now, which is concerning. Cheese Pizza says Ramondre better than Travion. He's not a better player, but he's getting better usage, and he is the starter there, which no one predicted, right?
Yeah, he's definitely the one you want to own for today, and not the one you want to own for tomorrow. I mean, we all know Ramondre's injury history too. So I think for the next 4 or 5 weeks, I think the next 4 or 5 weeks you have a runway of usability, and then beyond, like once you get to week 10, I think it's going to be too nasty to split. Just follow the Jahmyr Gibbs arc. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs was a huge bust the first half of the season. And this one, he's been referred to as Jahmyr Gibbs on steroids. He could follow the same path.
All right. We have, who should I start? 2 wide receiver slots, 1 flex. Evans, Moore, Debo, Montgomery, Tillman, Hollywood, Judy. Evans for sure, Moore for sure, and then probably Debo I'm guessing this is PPR. If it's not, maybe Montgomery, just because of the touchdown upside, but that's a tough matchup, man.
Yeah, that's really
tough. Hollywood if Worthy's out over Debo. That's the question, right? Debo or Hollywood? Because Tillman has a tough matchup. Judy's terrible, tough matchup. Terrible.
I'm putting Debo in there for sure. I'm putting Debo in for sure. I think Mariota will be able to execute passes to Debo with more ease than he will to McLaurin. I think that just kind of the action of Mariota's mobility along with Debo, I think like he's a good play there. But in that group, that's the one that stands out to me is the one that's like, yeah, Mike Evans is obvious. That's cool. But like I'd get Debo in there just because I feel like it's going to be a lot of run action. And without Eckler, he might get more of it.
That's the thing. I was just thinking that without Eckler, he might get, instead of 4 or 5 running back snaps, he might get 8, which is valuable as hell. That's 3 touches. So are you worried about Kraft this weekend? I hope he doesn't play. Just because I have so many shares of Kraft. If he plays, it's going to be in a limited. Now, limited for him is like 70% of snaps, which he probably won't be out there blocking as much. So he probably have the same receiving usage. I just want him to get well, right? Like he's my son, he's my lover, he's my brother, he's my dad. That's my saying for him.
A lot of things.
He's a lot of things for me, and he's everything to me. So I want him to get well. I don't want a Brock Bauer situation where he's got a bulky knee brace. He's playing through that shit all year because he's a tough player. He's a Kittle level all-around tight end who's getting his nose dirty there in the trenches, and that's concerning when you have a weak knee.
Yeah.
Give Chuba, Diggs, and Braylon Allen for Wilson and Kyron. Yeah. Garrett Wilson and Kyron. I'm down on Kyron. I don't care. I'm doing that one.
Yeah, I'm doing that one. I'll do the Wilson Kyron side.
Yeah. Should I drop Tootin, Hollywood, or Tillman for Rashad White, Najee, or Corum? You're keeping Tootin for sure. Hollywood, if you don't need a receiver in the next couple weeks, you can get rid of Hollywood. Tillman, I love long term. I don't want Rashad White. There's no upside there. He's not the handcuff. I love Najee and Corum, though. So I would probably, if you need running backs, drop Hollywood and Tillman for Najee and Corum. But you got to keep Tootin, right?
Tootin's Tootin's the man. Never utter his name in the word drop ever again, whoever that was.
Yeah, I knew you'd be a Tootin guy. I just knew.
No, dude, I'm
this year, but
yeah, don't do it. Keep that man. And I talk about eye test. Watch that dude. Keep that man. But yeah, for me, I'm not a big Tillman guy because I know you are. I like Tillman just fine as a player, but eventually it is going to go to Dylan Gabriel, and I think nobody's going to eat. I mean, it's all just redundant. It's like, think about it, man. Like Samson subtracts from Judkins, okay? Fannin subtracts from Njoku, okay? Judy subtracts from Tillman, okay? It's like no one really owns the position group in the whole team. So I just don't really like the setup in Cleveland. Not to mention, when you go from Flacco to Gabriel, it's all going to fall apart.
I can get down on that one. Harvey or Benson, PPR?
Good question. Give me Benson because Amari DiMercado is not playing any snaps at all, and Benson is basically the passing down back that they're grooming, and he's been those are the snaps he's been getting. They'll be trailing against the Niners. That's what I'll do.
Shit, sorry, I had a little
froze out
technical
for a
difficulty
second.
there.
No problem.
We're back, right?
Okay.
You back, Dave?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back.
Hold on. Dave might have glitched out. He's moving. I think we're back. Sorry. I was trying to invite my other buddy, but I'll wait till we figure this out. Anyways, I didn't really hear what you said. You kind of went, but I trust your judgment there. Let's see what else we got. I got offered Jordan Addison, Calvin Ridley for Ricky P, full PPR. I don't think I'm doing that one. I think Calvin Ridley and Ricky P are pretty close to me, and then you're giving away a free Jordan Addison. Or no, you're getting Addison and Calvin Ridley. Yeah, I do that. What about you?
I'm Pearsall side. I don't view Addison as much with the passing ecosystem there. Can you hear me at all?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me. Good. Yeah, I just don't like the passing environment there. I mean, that's for the same reason Hawkinson's not eating, and Ridley's just kind of underperforming as usual. And Ricky Pearsall, I mean, that offense will get a lot better when Purdy gets back.
I can agree with you there. Ramondre fumbles so much. How the hell is he starting? Well, he hasn't fumbled this year. So that's my thing there. Should I play Hawkinson over Kraft or drop Hawkinson and hit waivers? I would rather play Musgrave, right? Would you rather play Musgrave?
Yeah, I would. There's guys on waivers that I would be combing through before I started playing the Hawk Nest monster.
We got I was thinking Juwan Johnson or Aiden. JJ is safety net for Rattler. I'm probably on Juwan Johnson's side there. I'm not the biggest Juwan Johnson fan, but
I'm way on Juwan.
Right there,
yeah,
right? Would you agree?
Yeah,
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah, I'm pretty on Juwan actually as a real player.
Everyone is. I just did I just did a guillotine league today. You can still do drafts for those. I don't know if you know what that is. It's where it's 14 team leagues. The last scoring team each week gets eliminated, and other players go to waivers, and then you bid on them for fab. And then at the end, it's 2 teams left to play in a championship. But it's drafted today, so it's active for week 4. Juwan Johnson is like this 6th ranked tight end in those drafts, and I was like, dude, no, like I'm not doing.
And
that.
that's exactly the number that I have him at. So maybe I'm part of the hive mind because I like him as like a tight end 6.
I got Ferguson in like he was a 4th or 5th rounder. I got Ferguson in like the 9th round in a 14-man. I was like, I think I want Ferguson over Juwan Johnson, dude.
Ferguson's a nice one right now.
Yeah. Why is Marv prediction 47 yards? Low-key scared about playing him in Vegas because Vegas has him so low. Well, that was one of my bets of the week, Michael. So I'm not worried about that at all. I love it. Maybe it's scary, but I know he's going to crush that number.
Yeah. I'm pretty low on Marvin, though, man. I'm not a big Marv guy. 47, you never know. It could be 13, could be 113.
Yeah, it could be 100. Yeah, full PPR, trade Pearsall for Mason. What do you think about that one?
That depends on your situation, as that's a cop out in its own right. If you need Mason right now, like for me, I'm in a league right now. I have Bucky Irving, Jordan Mason, and Trevion Henderson. Obviously, Mason's sliding into that starting role. In this situation, Mason has a runway of 4 weeks. He'll probably take the job and run with it pretty decently. But I just really like Pearsall. I liked him coming in. It's PPR. We only have one game with Brock Purdy, and it was a 100-yard game. So, that's where I'm at. Give me Pearsall. I don't think Ayuk's ever really coming back to form this season, and maybe not ever. I like Mason a lot, but the PPR element really steers me towards Pearsall.
I think my thing is I would ride out as long as you can start Mason and there's a flex in there, right? And you don't have like Bijan and Gibbs and then someone else. But I would ride Mason for a couple weeks because he is going to crush most likely, and then you can get more. You can get more for him than Pearsall. I'm not saying anything against Pearsall. I love Pearsall.
Yeah,
but you can get
fair.
more because if there's some other running back injuries too, it's already getting depleted with some of these rookies sucking, and like no one wants to start Ramondre Stevenson and J.K. Dobbins. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to get Dave out of here. I know he has an early morning tomorrow. I appreciate him coming on. I'm going to get my other buddy in here. So you guys keep on giving me questions. I'm going to have to invite him. So I'm going to stay on the stream, but I'll get to him when I can in a minute. But I just want to say thank you to Dave. He was awesome. That was a good time. Hopefully you can start coming on at least once a week, dude, because you crushed ass.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah,
right, man.
Everyone, good luck. See ya. All right. I'm going to get to your questions here in a second. I'm going to play a clip, and then I am going to invite my buddy, and we'll be back in 30 seconds, hopefully, and we will reconvene then. Kick from studio, kick guests. There we go. Let me get a clip in here. What's a long one?
You are Michael Bolton? Yeah.
Is that your real name?
Yeah. Are you any relation to the pop singer?
No, it's just a coincidence.
Vic, I'll be honest with you. I love his music. I do. I'm a Michael Bolton fan. For my money, I don't know if it gets any better than when he sings "When a Man Loves a Woman."
But you must really love his music, huh?
Yeah, he's pretty good, I guess.
You're goddamn right he is.
How about Dave? What a guest. See, I'm just pulling out guests here. That's the third one we've had since the stream started. All been pretty goddamn good. Dave is, for a one league man, a monogamous fantasy player. That dude knows the NFL like you wouldn't believe, and a new perspective, right? New fresh perspective. Hecka, thank you for the sub, man. Keep it coming. We're going to be doing these 7 days a week. Have new guests on. There's in the description. Apparently there's a problem with the Discord, but I have a Discord chat for all you guys that have been subbing and paying attention in the chat. So click on that link if you want to join. Be answering your questions when I can, 24 hours a day. Mike Story will be in there. Get Dave in there. Give us, and you guys can all help each other out too. Third week in a row that they have Hawkinson projected for 10 points. Are the projections predetermined? Projections suck. Don't follow projections. Ever. Don't. What's up, AK? Pick one PPR flex. I think it's Javonte Williams, Garrett Wilson, DK. I'm guessing Javonte Williams. It's Javonte Williams, man. It's Javonte for sure. We got our guest here. We got our guy. We got Chaz.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Welcome. Were you watching the stream at all? Have you been staying up to date?
Yep.
All right. So we're just kind of going through questions here. Another perspective here. This is Chaz. He's a compulsive gambler, a big fantasy player, a younger lad, but again, another perspective, right?
Yep. I think in fantasy football, you got to get as many perspectives as possible. I know you and I, when we were working, we had a lot of disagreements on different takes, but there are a couple of things where we did see eye to eye on.
You still betting on WNBA?
No.
Okay. Well, you were. I think you were doing well.
Ago. I was doing well, and then that last year was amazing for me, and then this year, it could have gone a little bit better.
All right. Do you guys think Caleb tucks his dong in his job strap before hitting the field on game day? I don't think he has a dong. I think that's my answer. What do you think, Chaz?
I don't like Caleb at all. The first 2 weeks have been very, very bad. I know last week people are blaming the defense and all that stuff, but something I saw on Twitter was like, imagine Caleb in the locker room trying to give the pregame speech, and he's like, I just imagine him like, "Go team," and you just like see his like fingernails and like
Yeah.
you just think guys then are like, "All right, what the fuck are we doing?" Like, I don't
It's
know.
like a
Excuse my
spoof.
language, but.
It's like a spoof. You don't have to worry about language on here. It's like a spoof, like sports movie. Like he's like the cheesy like guy you don't root for. He's a nice dude and all. He's total Gen Z and just not. There's no dog in that guy. I think he's still competitive. He's just not a leader. And I guess it still remains to be seen. He's young, but it's not been a good start. There's some Jay Cutler vibes too, which
Yeah,
I'm not. Those.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I mean, I don't know. He's a prima donna, and usually prima donnas are at least good at football. And I mean, especially on that first Monday night, like it was so evident. Like especially on that fourth down to DJ Moore, that Monday night game, there's just like there's a chance for us to put up points. Terrible throw. I don't know what's. It's a whole lot of disappointment this year, and I'm trying to stay calm and patient and give him 8 weeks with Ben Johnson, but like, I don't know if I could do that.
There are some Justin Fields throws in there. We got Michael saying start Debo, JMO, Ricky P, full PPR. In full PPR, it's Ricky Pearsall. Maybe Debo. JMO in full PPR isn't as valuable, man, and it's hit or miss. Tough matchup. It's Ricky P for me. What do you got, Chaz?
Yes, especially if Ricky is getting Brock Purdy back. I mean, just like what David said. I mean, the one game that Brock Purdy played with Ricky, he's gotten over 100 yards. Like Debo's. He's off to a start. He's off to a great start, but I don't know. And then JMO is like he's a big play guy, and especially last week, the Bears defense was like they weren't stopping anything. So I would much rather have Ricky P against a terrible defense.
Yeah, and just the role there, the volume is going to be. Again, I like the player too. AK says, "Hey guys, full PPR, flex Jalen Warren, DK, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, leaning Warren." For me, it's DK. It's DK, Wilson, Warren last.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I love DK this year. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is still the guy, especially after that first week was amazing watching that Jets Steelers game. I don't know if you were watching any of that, but I know Garrett's getting work, but Garrett with the backup, no. Jalen Warren, I don't know. It's just I see DK always just getting a bunch of targets with a lot of yards in that offense.
Yeah, he's the only one, and Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't quite connected with him like we think he will, but he will lock into him, and it's a good matchup, so I'm going there. Tracy or Benson PPR? Probably still Tracy this week. Scatterbo's in the process of taking that job, though. So, but Benson is still the backup, where Tracy, worst case scenario, is going to have Benson's usage, and best case scenario, he's going to get 60%, where Benson's never getting over 35%. Benson's a better player, better team, tough matchup, though, so I'm going Tracy.
I think that takes spot on. I like Tracy, but I think Cam is definitely taking over that backfield. I don't know if you saw the clip of the Scat Pack in the background of Dable's interview, and you just see Dable just cheesing and stuff. I think as the season gets longer and we're further down the road, I think it'll be more of like a split, and Cam will be starting to take over. But for now, Tracy's there, and I'd much rather have Tracy over Benson.
Yeah, and we saw the second half of that game, the Giants game, we saw Scatterbo play, 66% to Tracy's. But there was also Tracy got a little nagging injury there. I don't know if it was his calf or whatever, groin, hamstring. But that we don't know if it was Scatterbo's play or if it was the injury, or it was probably a combination of both, is my thought. But if I were to, what would you handicap it for this week? If you were to predict their snap share this week, they are against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I'm going to tell you mine first. I think it's going to be a straight 50-50.
I was going to say something like that. I mean, we could see one come out 55-45, but I don't think it's going to be like one's going to be dominant. I think it's going to be a split backfield, and whichever back gets hot early on in the game, I think they're going to get one drive each, and then after that, I think whichever one's hotter will get the bulk of the carries from there.
That's fair. Chaz, great analysis, man. Very, very good. First timer over here. First timer Chaz, but he's going to get the hang of this. He knows his shit. Granny Loves You says Lawrence pregame speech wasn't very inspiring either. I didn't hear it, but unfortunately he has the hair of a sexy woman, and I'm sure all the guys are just like looking at his hair, and he just doesn't seem like that dude. And the thing is, the defense of Caleb is he's still a young player, second year, barely second year, right? Where you have Trevor Lawrence is in his fifth year, I think, fourth or fifth year. I think it's at least fourth. It might be fifth.
I think it's fifth.
So that's a problem. Like if you still, and it's been the same team. I know he's had 3 different head coaches and all, but like if you can't win the locker room and you've been going to war with these guys, some of these guys 3, 4, 5 years, if you can't do it, then that's a problem. Caleb is still young, younger than all these guys. I'm not giving Caleb an excuse or an out. I'm just saying it's more understandable. And then this is a good one. We need that Winston speech. Winston is like a fucking preacher up there, man, screaming. He's got fucking crab legs hanging out of his pants. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just better at talking to groups of people than others, and I think Jameis Winston is just that guy. Like if you have someone in the locker room and you want someone to give a great speech, I think you got to go to Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Let's see. Matt, I'm gonna check here real quick. The Lions versus Baltimore game, we're going to give us so many points. Yeah, the over-under on that one's got to be what, like 50, 52 or some shit?
It's got to be up there. I mean, both offenses, especially last week, I mean, the Lions are now going to be in sync and everything's going to be going well for them, and the Ravens are just the Ravens. I mean, I don't know how Derrick Henry isn't slowing down, but he's a freak of nature, and I guess he's defying the law of aging, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's in the link there, Matt. I can see if I can post it here, but it is in the link. Let's see if it lets me post it here. I don't know if it's going to come up as a link. If you could try to copy and paste that. Let's see, McMillan or Cup at flex. This is the easiest one in the world, dude. It's McMillan. Cooper Kupp should probably not even be on your roster at this point. I know he's a startable guy because he gets snaps, but it's rough right now.
Yeah, I mean, Cup is just a name at this point. At some point, you gotta strip the name. Cooper Kupp was great. He actually did win me a fantasy championship in my league.
Oh, were you fucking 8 years old, bro?
No. I was a senior in high school, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, you just gotta strip the big name value and look at actual stats and production. And I think McMillan's gonna be an easy choice there.
Yeah, CK says DK's going to go off. I was close to putting him in one of my 6 prop bets that I smashed this week. He was like the honorable mentions for that, but I don't trust it as much. I think he's more likely to get a touchdown though. So he has a couple outs. He can have that 6 catch 130-yard game, or he can have a 4 catch 60 yards in a touchdown game. So I like that there. Jason says start 2 full PPR: Hampton, Sticky Ricky, or Wan'Dale Robinson. As much as I hate Wan'Dale, it's Ricky for sure, and then it's probably Wan'Dale full PPR. What do you think, Chaz?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, Hampton is just I would not be able to get myself to start Hampton. I'm thankful that I don't have any Hampton shares because I'd be panicking more than anything else. Like it's bad, especially that last fumble. I know people, bad. Yeah, people might say that was on Herbert or the exchange was off, but it's like, especially now that he's fumbled, and it's like. And Najee's not bad either, which is the thing. So it's like, would you rather have Hampton or Najee? And as of right now, I'm taking Najee.
Najee for the short term. There's still Hampton for season long. You know what I mean?
Yes. And guys, I'm saying right now.
The Discord link, it actually came up in the chat. I just sent it. So if you guys want to check that out, it could be anyone. I prefer the guys that have been here for a while, but I'm not picky, bro. Anyone that wants to get in. Jason says start 1 PPR: Nick Chubb, Jalen Warren, or Pittman. In full PPR, it's got to be either Warren or Pittman. I'd probably say Pittman because it's full PPR, but I could see Warren.
Yeah, I mean, Danny Dimes has been playing incredible this year. I would go Pittman there.
All right, best quarterback streamer for the week. We got Mariota, Penix, Geno, Rodgers, Darnold, Wilson, CJ, Trevor. I think it's Trevor Lawrence, man. I know it sucks, but like with the list of these guys, Lawrence has been putting up good numbers. He's got some, and one of my bets is his over 10.5 rushing yards. I know that's a low number, but he's going to smash that number, and he can have a rushing touchdown. I know some of these other guys can, but he's got weapons. He's got a good coordinator. He's got a bad defense on his team. It's Trevor Lawrence. You agree, Chaz, or what do you got?
Yeah, I definitely like Trevor Lawrence. I mean, watching the full game of Trevor Lawrence is like, it's really bad. You're watching BTJ like dive out of balls. which sounds bad, but it's like, I don't know. At some point, like there was one where you could have had a touchdown, and there's a couple more. It's like I understand your quarterback might throw you some hospital balls, but you can't be a pussy. You're starting NFL wide receiver.
That's well said. Those of you in here that have not subscribed, hit it up, check it out. Awesome guests coming on every night, 7 nights a week, 10 shows a week. Sunday morning starts at the gambling show on Saturdays. Gonna have some perks on Patreon coming up here shortly. Get some of you guests here that have been in the chat on the show. I give back to the people, give back to me a little bit. I'm not asking for money just yet. We have start 2 full PPR, Pollard, Swift, Myers. It's Pollard and Myers for me. Even if Swift plays, that's kind of concerning. Like if he's not going to get a full workload, all you're getting from him is volume right now. And if you're not going to promise that, it's Pollard and Myers. Chaz?
Oh yeah, I mean Swift, especially with how bad Swift has been. I mean, I know David was talking about it, but I saw something where like we have the best like run blocking in the league, and then you have the average EPA of Swift is like 32nd or 31st in the league, and it's like it just shows he's a terrible running back, and I as a Bears fan, I want us to trade for someone else, or at least get someone else back there.
We could have traded for Brian Robinson or Tank Bigsby, and that would have been perfect, but we didn't do that.
That would have been
6th round fucking pick, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the Bears for you. And we have Kyle Monungai, who's a 7th round rookie who kind of looks like Marshawn Lynch, at least in the face. Jason Ortiz, start 1. Let's just quarterback here. Drake May or Caleb. What are your thoughts, Chaz? This is a close one, man, because Caleb's been good for fantasy, and so has Drake.
Yeah, I mean, both of them haven't necessarily been bad. I mean, it's whatever you want, or it's however you're feeling. But I would much rather have Caleb this week. I think Ben Johnson's going to kind of try and unlock the offense, maybe go with some riskier play calls. I mean, the Dallas defense is not great. I'm expecting a big game from Caleb, and if not, I'm gonna be even more worried about Caleb than I already am.
Yeah, I'm less worried about him in fantasy than I am in real life, and like future wise in terms of like as a leader and the things we talked about. We got how long until Cam is the man? That is that Cam Scatterbo? Let's talk on both. Cam Scatterbo, the man. I think possibly 2 weeks from now. Cam Ward, I don't know if he'll ever be the man for fantasy this year, but he could be a streamable option by week 7 or 8. What's your take, Chaz?
I would say with Cam Scatterbo, I would see it. I mean, week 8. I mean, you just have to watch. I mean, Cam. I mean, we saw it in like all of his interviews with ASU, and I'll come with some of my friends go to ASU, so they would always send me stuff. But I mean, he's an electric guy, and I think everyone in that locker room is going to love him, and I think they're going to ride behind him a lot more than they're going to want to ride behind Tyrone Tracy. So I would say a couple weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and we could see him taking over. And then Cam Ward, I like Cam Ward. I mean, especially against that Denver game, he was playing really good. His receivers were just really, really bad. And then obviously he made the rookie mistake. He ended up fumbling and losing the game, but it wasn't bad. And then last week he had that one like across the body touchdown, which
that was to Io Manor. Yeah.
I hope his coaches are like, hey, like that's very exciting, and that was a touchdown, but you should never be doing that in the NFL. Like,
right. That's one of those plays where like you don't want that to even be successful because it gets in a young player's head. Like a pick would be better, more beneficial long-term for him there, because it's like, okay. I probably learned my lesson the hard way. And thank God that was the Io Manor. As much as I love Calvin Ridley, if that was the Calvin Ridley, that's a pick. I mean, Calvin Ridley ain't fighting for that ball. CK says, awesome stuff, boys. Love the guest. And we also forgot the fact that the offensive line is so bad behind or in front of Cam Ward. That's not getting any better anytime soon. It might gel a little bit, but it's not a good O-line. It's bottom 8 in the league. CK, awesome stuff, boys. Love the guest. We're going to have a lot more of those. I'm just scratching the surface. I've been reaching out to a lot of people I know that I respect in the fantasy community. Different takes, different age ranges, different ethnicities, different genders. Might have a tranny on here. It's going to be awesome. No, not so much in the tranny, but we're a progressive podcast, so I don't want to discriminate. So if you know any trannies that want to come on the show, we'll make it like an OnlyFans situation. I just always liked running backs. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I read that, but it's hard to do all this at once. What's up, bro? I am Greek. How you doing, Greek? PPR, start Pearsall or Hollywood Brown. It's Pearsall by a mile. I think Pearsall is almost in that Jordan Mason conversation for that position this week, and especially once you get Brock Purdy back. Tootin or Renfro in PPR? That's a deep one. See, I like this question. Probably Renfro, bro. Renfro is getting all the work right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, Travis Etienne hasn't looked bad, and they're going to continue to ride with him. And Hunter Renfrow has kind of always been like, I swear, for like the past like 6 years, he's just been that underrated dog that like is just really good at running routes. And as of right now, he's working.
Yeah, he is. So we have Raiders feel like a play this week, right? And I'm trying to look. They're at the Commanders right now. They are +3 on the road, and I do like that spot. Although they're both 1-1, Commanders have higher hopes. Not saying this is a must-win game for the Commanders, but this is much. I mean, the Raiders are going nowhere. That division's too hard. What are they going to do in the AFC? The Commanders were in the NFC Championship game last year with a rookie quarterback, so it feels like a good play. If it was +3.5, I think I would probably hit that. At 3, I'm a little hesitant. What do you think, Chaz?
Yeah, I know. I 2.5 just feels like I would much rather have 3.5, especially with the field goal. It could definitely come down to that. I would much rather obviously have the Commanders. I obviously see that they're favored by a decent amount, but I don't know. The Raiders have just been iffy, and I think I'm like you guys said earlier. I think Gentry's gonna start exploding here soon. I'm not worried about him at all, but team wise, I'd much rather have the Commanders there over the Raiders.
All right, Chaz. CK has a question just for you. Hey, Chaz, how big's your balls? No, I'm kidding. Hey, Chaz, the Bills defense is letting me down. Do I still run with them or start streaming?
Bills defense. I mean, let's see. Yesterday they just gave up like 20-some points to the Dolphins.
Got 2 fantasy points.
I don't know.
Against the Dolphins.
You're more so the Bills. The only people I'm having on the Bills is the offensive players. No, nothing on the defense in IDP. I know I'm in one IDP league. I stay away from Bills defensive guys, but especially the overall Bills defense. No, I mean they've been getting torched this year, and I mean they're basically just relying on Josh Allen to carry that team. If I'm going to be honest.
All right, another deep question. I love these questions from is it Canoa Built? Start Dart or Ward in case Daniel Jones doesn't pan out. That's a deep one. It's for a stash. Sorry, stash. Dart or Ward.
Yeah.
We're looking at end of the year. What is your take on this one, Chaz? I got to think about this for a second.
I feel like you might go Ward, but I'm leaning heavily towards Dart. I'm so high on Dable, and I'm so high on the fact that Russell Wilson's there and James is there, and he has all these veteran starters that are giving him experience. And I mean, especially I saw something earlier in the week where Dart is basically staying next to Dable like all practice, and Dable's just trying to give as much information as he can. And with how bad the Giants have been, like team wise, I think they need sooner than later. I feel like they're going to start Dart, or even like at the end of the Sunday night game. I think it's going to be a blowout for the Chiefs, and I think maybe we could see a drive or two for Dart at the end of that game. But I think stashing wise for the rest of the season, I think Dart could be definitely a play later on in the year.
Here's my only pushback on that is that Cam Ward's taking his lumps right now, which I like because we talk about the learning experiences where Dart is going to be, if let's say it's week 8, right? First couple of weeks, I don't think you're going to feel comfortable starting Dart. Week 8, there's a chance Cam Ward has taken that leap, that rookie leap, and he's feeling more comfortable. The offensive line gels a little bit. Isle Manor steps up. Ridley starts playing better. That's my only thing, and the fact that we know Ward's starting all year and we don't know about Dart. We don't know if they're going to bridge it with Jameis Winston. I think Dart will be starting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games possibly this year. He's going to be at the end of the year playing because they have nothing to play for. They have to see what they have in him, and that's going to possibly save Brian Dable's job as Jackson Dart looking good. But it's a 50-50 for me. It depends what you want. I think the safer play is Ward. The upside play is Dart, though.
Definitely agree with that. I think that take is perfect. Obviously, both of us have both of our sides there, but Dart is the upside. Safe play is going to be easily Ward.
Okay. Still having issues with that link. I'll get it figured out, guys, and I'll find a way to get it to you. So sorry about that. Mark's back in the chat. How you doing? Nobody. Jordan Mason or Drake London? Woo! That's a doozy.
Ooh.
That's a fucking doozer, dude.
Yep.
Man, as much as I love Drake London, I'm pretty sure you got to take the safe points in Jordan Mason. Full PPR, it's tough to not play the wide receiver. If it's half PPR, it's Mason for sure. And I love Drake London, but Jordan Mason's getting 24 touches this week.
Yeah, I mean, I I've been a huge Drake London guy all off season, and of course the start has kind of been iffy. I love that first week with 15 targets, but I mean this week when you're looking at Jordan Mason, he's going to be getting 25, 30 touches in my opinion, and that's just something you can't pass up.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Ricky Williams. Nice score on the jersey. Not too bad. Too bad he lost his mind. No, he just got really high, and that's Ricky Williams for you. I think he's doing well though, Ryan. I mean, I guarantee Ricky Williams is doing better than me. I'm not saying I'm doing bad, but like if I could trade lives with Ricky Williams, how old do you think Ricky Williams is? Like 44, maybe. I'm 37. Like only lose 7 years off my life. I'd have sweet dreads. Like I have a lot of money. I'd have a really chill. I can't even talk like Ricky Williams, but he's very soft-spoken. Bills have Saints next week, so hold. Yeah, good call, Kay. Thank you. That's why the chat's here. You got to hold them. I mean, at this point you have to because you started them this week, so you can't drop them. So yeah, it's a hold one more week. If they can't get you 10 points next week against the Saints, even if they do, I might drop them. But at least get some fruit from that draft pick there. Silent says, do I start JMO or Ricky in the flex this week? I think we're both going Ricky, right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely Ricky.
Yeah. Ricky had a disappointing game last week. It was disappointing. They ran the ball a lot. Mac Jones just wasn't looking for him. But Ricky is a number one there. Jennings is still banged up. Jennings got that awesome long touchdown. Like that should be Ricky. And every game it appears Juwan Jennings leaves hurt. So eventually it's going to keep him out one of these games. And I feel like when Kittle comes back, it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just more one-on-one for Ricky, more downfield stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle coming back for Ricky is just it'll be great. But I think this week, just like you guys said earlier on the show, Juwan's basically with all those incentives, he's going to be playing hurt. So towards the end of the games, it's going to start to be too much. George Kittle, I once said that like playing in the NFL is like a car crash. It's like a car crash every single week. So you get broken down as the game goes on, and especially if Purdy's starting this week, I mean, it's a smash start over JMO.
Yeah, I'd agree. I was going to ask you something, but I totally forgot. Got mush brain, man. I did 3.5 hours last night. Fucking A.
Yeah, sorry. I mean,
let's see.
I've only been here for 30 minutes. It's been a while.
It flies down. It flies by. Is Browning worth a stash? I think so, man. I think Browning's worth a stash.
Yeah, I'm in 2 dynasty leagues, and in both leagues I dropped my entire fob for the year on Browning. It's hard to pass up on a guy who has Jamar Chase and T. Higgins as his wide receivers. With how Chase Brown was playing last week, I think they're going to be an air raid type team for the rest of the year, even with Jake Browning. It's hard to pass up on that.
Colby says Ricky Williams is 48, so maybe I don't want to switch spots with him because football years, right? It's kind of like dog years. If you're 48, you're kind of like 58, especially with CTE. His brain could be mush. His knees are probably gone. I actually have a fucked up knee, so our knees are probably equal. Man, that's a tough one. Chaz, you're way too young. You wouldn't trade spots with Ricky Williams, right? Is like 20 million worth 25 years of your life?
No. I would much rather be younger.
Well, but it's also Ricky Williams, though. He was on Celebrity Big Brother. Tyler T says Calvin Ridley, Olave, or Quentin Johnson start 2. It's Ridley and Olave. Easy for me.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I know last year I was very, very high on QJ, and obviously this year he's off to the we both were. And I mean the pick that we had him at, because he was going wide receiver 70, was great. But I expect Vlad McConkey to start coming in and get more targets and deep balls over the next coming weeks, especially this week. I much rather have Calvin Ridley and Olave.
This is a good one from Mark. When streaming quarterbacks, what are the 3 main things you look for to make a choice? That's existential. I love that question, brother. That's a very deep question, and I'm like kind of stumped. For me, it's matchup number 1 because you're looking at lower echelon quarterbacks in terms of talent. It's playmakers around him for 2. And, game script. I know it's predicting game script can get you in tricky situations. Like last night, I streamed Tua because I lost Burrow in a deep league. And the other options weren't great. It was like Geno Smith. And it ended up working out because he had 2 touchdown passes and it's a 6 for a passing touchdown league. But I was just like, dude, I didn't think he'd have 2 touchdowns. I was like, he's going to have 300 yards passing because they're going to get their brains beaten in. And that, the game script kind of works, but it was closer than I thought. And he had 140 yards passing. So, like, predicting these things is just no one can, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. I would say overall, or I have two things I look for matchup wise and rushing wise. Those are really the only two things. I don't really care about the people. I mean, obviously, I care if like a bunch of stars are hurt around them. But when I'm looking at a quarterback that I'm trying to pick up off the waiver for just 1 week, I'm looking at the matchup and the rushing upside. And if that looks good, I would love to pick them up.
Yeah, good call on the rushing upside there because that is a nice floor for us. Browning or Ward, who we starting, boys? Rest of year, it's 100% Browning. This is a tough matchup for Browning and an easier matchup for Ward. I might still lean Browning just because I think he has a little rushing upside. So does Cam Ward, but better playmakers. I think I'm leaning Browning.
Yeah, I'm winning Browning too. I understand that Colts offense has been hot and it might help out the defense a little bit, but I just think the Vikings defense has just been too good to start off the year. I would much rather start Cam Moore this week.
Yeah, we got Dan saying, who would you start PPR, Hollywood or Franklin? I think if Worthy plays, it could be a debate maybe for Franklin, but I think it's Hollywood. If Worthy's out, it's definitely Hollywood.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's a crappy Giants defense, and if Worthy's out, which I think he will be, but we'll have to wait and we'll have to wait and see. But how much rather start Hollywood that week or this week? Sorry.
The problem, well, I guess the problem is you have to make your decision because we're probably not going to know about. Hopefully, we know Worthy tomorrow, but I'm guessing we will. But they play Sunday night, so that kind of makes it a little slippery, right?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very close to game time. Obviously, they're not going to want to give the Giants. I mean, it's still an NFL team. You don't want to give any information as early as you can. So it's going to be a late scratch, if anything. So if you want for sure, I guess. I mean, I would still go Hollywood if I'm going to be honest.
Okay, either way, even if Worthy plays, I think I might lean that way as well because Worthy's going to be limited, right? How many snaps is he actually going to play? What, 40, 50, 60% max?
Yeah,
limited,
not
right?
even that. I mean, especially if he goes in there, catches the ball in the first play, injures his shoulder. I mean, and anything could reactivate that injury. The injury. I would much rather have Hollywood still.
Okay, Wilson or Rodgers? Russell Wilson or Rodgers? I think it's Rodgers by a mile for me in this matchup. I like the matchup against the Patriots. I don't like the matchup against the Chiefs. Angry Chiefs. NFL on the Chiefs side. Chiefs. Sunday Night Football Chiefs.
Yeah, 0-2 Chiefs with Steve Spagnuolo defense on Sunday night.
Yeah,
I would.
That could be a nightmare. And I think one of the biggest tiebreakers would be is if we see bad Russ. I know it was good last week. You could see some Jameis. You could see some Dart. Like, there's no way you're seeing another quarterback for Rodgers. So if it was even close, I'm going to take the guy I know is going to play the whole game outside of like getting knocked out with an injury. I just thought of that, but I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already made that decision this week to sit Russ. I had the decision either start Tua last night or start Russ on Sunday night, and I just couldn't bring myself to start Russ because I just know I'm going to be sitting there watching Sunday night, and he's just going to throw like 2 picks, and then next thing you know, I'm seeing Jameson or Jackson Dart later on in the game and not getting any garbage time. I don't like Russ at all this week.
The decision between Russ, Tua, and who was the other one? Russ, Tua, and
no, it was just Russ and
it was Russ and Tua.
Yeah, it was just Russ and Tua.
That's gross.
It was just those two. It's a very gross play. Justin Fields is out this week, so it's a super flex. So it's what I got.
I feel you. Yeah, that is really, really a tough two to decide on.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Second time I played that one tonight, but it just works so well for like 2 shitty names. Like, even though Muhammad, I'm not saying Muhammad's a shitty name, but it's just like, why, McLovin or Muhammad, like, why would it be between those two guys? Like, why would it be between Russ and fucking Tua? I feel like if you have Hollywood on your team, you got to use them while he's startable. That's right. If you don't start Hollywood this week, you're never starting him. So at that point, just fucking drop him because you know he's getting hurt in 5 weeks.
Yep. I definitely agree with that.
Assuming Ibuka doesn't play, should I start one of Wan'Dale, Quentin Johnston over Hampton in my flex? You can't really start Hampton, bro. So if it's PPR, especially, you got to start either of those guys. I'd probably lean Wan'Dale just in PPR. If it's half, probably Quentin. If it's standard, maybe I would play Hampton because he's a running back, but like he's just he's bad. He's a bouncer, bro. That's all he is. He doesn't even play football.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I'm going to ask you in kind of the chat this, but I have to start 2 this week, and I'm in a PPR, and I got Wanda Robinson, QJ, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, and George Pickens. Which 2 are you picking?
Say those 4 again.
So it was QJ, Wanda Robinson, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, and George Pickens.
Pickens for
as of
sure,
right now,
and
I have Pickens and DJ Moore in my lineup right now. I'm expecting a shootout, but I've been just kind of like just seeing how things are going. I just don't know because every time I look at my bench, I see Wandale Robinson last week and QJ the past 2 weeks could have won me my weeks.
No, it's T. Higgins, man. T. Higgins is your third option. That's fine. Like it's between those 3, and it's. I think the right answer for sure is you're starting Pickens for sure. And then it's between T. Higgins or DJ Moore.
Yeah, I don't know. As a Bears fan, and I would love to see DJ Moore get used a lot more in this offense, but I guess it's just not happening, and I don't know why it isn't. I think DJ Moore is the best wide receiver on this team, even with Rome's production these past couple weeks.
I agree.
I just don't know if we're gonna pay him and then not get him the ball. I don't know really what we're doing. Might as well. I wouldn't trade him. I think he's a great wide receiver. I think we just got to start using him.
Yeah. Are you guys stashing Woody Marks and trading for Tootin? Woody Marks is becoming a stash now with what we saw last week with Daria Gumbawale probably being inactive going forward. They said they want to go to a 2-back system, so he gets a Gumbawale snaps plus whatever he already had. Nick Chubb is very game script dependent, and he looks okay. I'm not too worried about Chubb, but Woody Marks, if they somehow get to 1-6, and they're, and the Colts are still killing it and they're kind of out of it, Woody Marks would become the feature back because I don't think Joe Mixon's coming back this year. That's just my take. What's your thoughts on that and Joe Mixon's future? Do you think he's coming back? When does he come back? Is he effective? What are you doing with him?
I don't know. We really haven't gotten much info on Joe Mixon.
We've gotten no info. No info, bro. No info.
It's just been he's out. And it's like I hate that. I mean, I would definitely think about stashing Woody, especially, Nick Chubb's old. You don't know if he could possibly obviously get injured this year. I know he had a couple of past injuries with his knees, but Joe Mixon, it might be over. At least this year.
Yeah.
I think this year is definitely over. And then you look at it in the year's future and it's like, okay, he's already 30 with missing a year for unknown reasons as of right now. It's just not a good look at all.
It's very CMC-esque last year, but it's actually worse right now. We're getting less news on Mixon, which is worse. Also, guys, if you see the ticker, I'm giving away a free $10 bet. I've given away 2 of these already. One dude, Chase, got 7 out of 8 legs. He would have cashed $1,100. I need 50 likes, which we have 28 likes. We're probably not going to get there. 50 likes, 50 subs in this video. We have 10 subs and 28 likes. If we get up to 30 subs, I know I only have less than 20 minutes left, so it's probably not happening. Might as well try. And I'm feeling generous. So if we can get 10, 15 likes and 10 more subs, I will give away a free $10 bet. Get a hold of you, place your bet, email it to me. I'll Venmo you the money when you win. Easy money, bro. No sweat to you guys. Caleb Johnson, Dowdle, or Blue? You can't stash Blue. You can't. It's Dowdle. Dowdle's a stash for me because I at least know what his role is. I know if an injury happens to Chuba, he is the dude. We've seen him be good last year. It's Caleb Johnson close, though, just because the draft capital and what we thought it was going to be. But it's Dowdle than Johnson. Blue is just so far off my radar right now.
Yeah, especially with Caleb Johnson, I think he's losing his role, especially with what happened on that kick. I don't know. I would much rather have Dowdle than Caleb Johnson and Chamberlain.
The idea of Caleb is probably a good. It's a nice role if you can get the Najee role plus, right? But they like Warren. Apparently, they love Gainwell, and Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith are just knuckleheads. So Trevor Lawrence or Michael Penix, it's Trevor Lawrence. I don't expect much pass volume. Penix could have a very efficient 240 and 3 touchdown game, but I don't see a lot of passing attempts. So Trevor Lawrence will be slinging the ball, slanging.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I just think this is going to be a decently high scoring game. I know Vegas isn't saying that with the total of 43.5 that I'm looking at right now, but I think this is going to go. I think this is going to soar over that number.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little behind in the chat. It's hard to keep up because I also just want to give you one-word answers. I want to give you – that's what you get in the channel. You get reasoning, and we talk this out, and sometimes we figure it out on the fly together instead of just a typical stupid show. It's going to be like yes, no, no thought into it. Fuck that. I'm also learning about fantasy chats. We're learning about fantasy as we talk. That's why this is a fucking good show. Subscribe. Please do. Just traded Terry for A.J. Brown. Am I cooked? No, bro. You won that trade. Not even close. A.J. Brown.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just as worried about Terry, right?
No, I'm worried about AJ Brown more. If I'm gonna be honest, like I'm kind of worried about AJ Brown with how things have been going so far. I understand with the targets last game, but like it's Saquon's and Jalen Hurts' offense. I mean, I think eventually they're gonna like teams are gonna say, okay, we're not gonna get beat by Saquon, and then AJ Brown's gonna have a huge game. But I think a lot of the time it's just like, all right, they're gonna have to beat us on the ground, and I don't know. It's just. I'm just not liking A.J. Brown. So
well, I'll tell you why it seems like the A.J. Brown's more worrisome. Because Terry McLaurin was a 5th or 4th round pick. A.J. Brown was a late 2nd round pick. So the worry seems worse. But we're talking about comparing them together. Who would you rather have? Yes, A.J. Brown's value is worse than where you drafted him. It's still ahead of Terry McLaurin. Historically wise, like Terry McLaurin's best year is kind of similar to A.J. Brown's average year. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yes, I
They're
definitely
like the same
agree.
age, bro. They're both 30, right?
That trade's amazing for you. I love that you're getting AJ Brown. I'm just saying that I'm worried in comparison as to like is he gonna even get back to like what he's been doing the previous years? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I think his floor is still gonna be, even with the slow start, 75 to 80 catches, 1,000 yards, and 8 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, I could definitely see it. If anything, they're gonna be more than Scary Terry.
And you're looking at if that's a season-long thing from getting him from week 3 on, he literally has like 6 catches for like 50 yards. So, that's good. That's like from this point on, he will be a top 15 receiver, maybe, top 18, but it's like Terry McLaurin will be in that back end wide receiver too, I feel like. But he's much more boomer bust. I still believe in A.J. Brown. I'm a Doomsday lover, so I'm biased, but I think Higgins is the move over more, even with the quarterback downgrade. The problem isn't the quarterback downgrade, it's the matchup. It's the Vikings. I mean, we saw them shut down Drake London. They kept the Bears. I mean, the Bears kept the Bears under wraps, but it's a tough matchup, dude. We're just ripping on the Bears. It's a tough matchup. So that's a tough one. We got to let Chaz think on that one. Alex says, would you start Olave, Devontae Smith, or Jawan Jennings? Pick 2. What do you got, Chaz? Olave, Devontae Smith, or Jawan Jennings?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Olave and Jawan Jennings. I love Smith, but like you said, Jawan Jennings is going to be out there, and if he does end up playing the entire game, I could see him getting a pretty decent role in there. And then I don't know. I mean, thinking about it, I might go back on that Olave and put Devontae Smith in there. Just thinking about it. I mean, it's the San Fran defense has been shaky, but I don't know.
It's Olave, baby. Olave has 23 targets in 2 weeks. 23 targets in 2 weeks. I mean, in a good matchup again. Not a good matchup, but a good matchup for volume. Now, if he just does what he has done, it's 6 or 7 catches for 55 yards. That's a good floor. He finds the end zone. That's a good game. Maybe he catches a deep one. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's definitely Olave has to be in there. And I'm going Olave, Devontae Smith. I'm not giving up on this Eagles passing attack just yet. This is a deep one. This guy's I love Kanu here. He's giving me all the deep ones. Jatavion Sanders or Bretton Strange. PPR rest of the season. Rest of the season, it's Strange. I think maybe this week I could see going Sanders with all the injuries there in Carolina with the wide receivers.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't know. I mean, I'm just at a loss for words. I don't know.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. I'm here for any questions you have. I only have about 10 minutes left, so get them in now. I love this. Steve saying, goated show for real. Damn straight, bro. These guys all know. They've been tuning into like every show. I had like 10 people on the stream last night stay for 3.5 hours until 3 a.m, bro. The whole time.
Jeez.
3.5 hours with me. Is that hell? You used to work with me for like 8 hours at a time. But that was always entertaining, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was telling some of my friends before I went on this. I'm like, I could talk to Rob for hours about fantasy football, and that's exactly what we did when we were working together.
Yeah.
I just remember earlier on in the year, it was probably like July or June, and I'm watching and we're talking about it, and there was only like what 4 or 5 people in there, and now obviously you got. I can't see how many people are in here right now, but
I mean, it's usually between
it's
30 and
awesome seeing
40
it grow.
at all times, but it's growing. And it's more so the people I'm getting I like because I seem like it's like repeat customers. And I think when they get hooked, I don't want to say like I'm a drug dealer, but it's just a different take. You know, my level of like sports knowledge, in particular NFL knowledge. I mean, I played 25 fantasy leagues, bro. I have 400 best ball drafts in my belt by the time I start doing drafts. I have $7,000 on the table. I'm betting $2,000 a week. Like I am tapped into the NFL and have been for 10 years. Like, more so than the fantasy footballers, bro. They play 8 leagues. Like those guys are just clowns. They're copy and paste and shit. I'm not trying to rip on them. I already ripped on them last night, but they're okay. I learned nothing from their show, so that tells me I know more than them. Like I don't think they care. It's a job to them, bro. This is a passion for me. Like I don't get paid for this, bro. I get paid. I tell you what I would do with my money, which is more important because I'm successful in fantasy. I've had one losing year, a couple years where I tripled my money, like things like that. So I'm gonna tell you what I would do with my money, and like that's all I can do. Like that's the thing. I don't think they give a shit about their advice. Like they might make some takes just to make takes, which is good for shorts and stuff like that. I don't want someone fucking with my money telling me some like, but not taking me serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of those analysts just go with the waves, so whichever players are hot, because then it gets them more views, more likes, and then obviously that person's gonna want to come back. It's tough hearing the truth sometimes of like your player sucks, but
Yeah.
I think you know so much football is.
Do you know Fantasy Pros D-Bro, the guy with the beard that's always like doing this and fucking with his beard?
Yes.
Like I like him. He's got a lot of energy. I think he's a good. He's a now. I mean, he's a pro, right? The fantasy pro. I'm a professional fanatic. He was so high on RJ Harvey this year, bro. All year he had. I think he had RJ Harvey as his RB11. RB11. He was saying, dude, draft RJ Harvey in the 3rd round. Draft him ahead of James Cook. Dude, I was wrong on some takes, but I think my right takes were on deep guys, late guys, Cedric Tillman, Keon Coleman. Now, Keon Coleman's not looking great. Tucker Kraft's my most owned player. Like, those are the ones that win you championships. I'm not fading guys early. I'm taking value. I played 25 leagues. Give me the value. I want different shares of players. When James Cook followed me at 38, I'm taking James Cook. I have 0 shares of a Marion Hampton. I would have taken Hampton in the 4th round, but he never once fell there, right? So, like, that's the thing is, like, if you have to play a lot of leagues to have that strategy, because if you play in a few, you want to get your guys. So I have the luxury of just playing the stock market, playing a mutual fund, and just if I get players 10 picks later than everyone else in all these leagues, like I'm going to be successful because if they pop, I'm going to win. If they don't pop, it's fine. I only have a couple shares, right?
Yeah, I mean something that you talk about there. It's like you could be so high on some guy, and that even if like even if they're already going like extremely high in drafts, you just got to think about the guys around them and the price that those guys could be going at later on in the season and what could be going on with that. It's all about the value, like where you're getting the guy. Taking the guy like RJ Harvey that early, obviously it's easy to dunk on it now, but it's just hard, especially with a guy like taking him over James Cook.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, like Genti over Derrick Henry. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I never did that once. I only have 3 Derrick Henry shares. I have 1 Genti because I got Genti at 15. But like, I think that the community in general, they make their money on fading players. I don't fade a lot of guys. A couple of guys I faded this year, which seemed good, is Aaron Jones. I have a couple shares because I had to have an RB3 in like the 8th round. But like guys like that, I guess Tet McMillan I faded, which is going to be an L for me. And I was taking George Pickens like
amazing
over him. And I still love George Pickens, but like just fading players to fade players. Every player is worth it, has a value at a certain cost, right? I could fade where they're going, but like if they go between where I have them ranked and where they should be going, I will take a couple shares of them. So we're gonna get to the last couple questions here, and I got to get off. I will be on tomorrow late, so late night tomorrow, midnight to 1 a.m. I'm going out to do a couples thing, which I'm not too happy about, but 1 o'clock in the morning gambling show, fun ass show. Chaz, you want to check it out? Maybe even come on. I haven't had a plan for a guest yet, but we just go through every game. We do long shot parlays. We make some parlays, player props, all that shit. Jordan Mason or Hampton? It's Mason by a mile. I'm a Juwan hitter though. Colby, you stayed most of the night. It's a marathon, my dude. Imagine me. I'm like managing the chat, doing the editing, drinking beer. I was fucking 20 beers in last night too. My mom always called me special. I could definitely be a guest. Poker, 100%. I'm gonna get this Discord figured out. I know some of you guys already got in there. I know you did. And I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna get a Patreon going. It won't be much money. I gotta figure out something to do if you guys want to give back. And I'll find a way to get, the elite people with whatever it is, $10 a month, and get elite perks with my bets early, special shows, and special guest appearances, maybe some merch and apparel. I have some of that. So a bunch of good shit. I'm in the works on all this stuff. Let's see. Oh, Jamie. Yeah, I started drinking at 5 yesterday, watched the game with my buddies, got home, did the stream till 3:30, and I had about 20 beers, and I woke up at 8. I couldn't fall back asleep. I did a pod. I did my gambling pod live. I recorded, edited it for the 5-minute video. Then I did a guillotine draft live on here at 6, and now I'm on here again. Tomorrow I have a couple things. I'm going to get hammered at a bonfire, and then I'm going to be on for the gambling show. I got to be up at 9:30 for the show for start sit, then 12 hours of football, then the late recap show on Sunday. It's a lot. So I'm still on here, and I still have high energy, bro. You never see me low energy, Chaz. I'm constantly like Charlie Sheen crack.
Low energy. Out of all the times that I've seen you, I don't think I've ever seen you like down or anything like that. Like you are always.
I have been, but I like to bring people up, maybe.
But, oh yeah.
Justin says, "Do I give out parlay locks?" Unfortunately, I don't, because there's no such thing as a parlay lock. I give out my singles locks. So just after this video, when I get off, it just released. It's a 5-minute video. It's beating the odds. Check that out. It's my 6 bets. I don't have time to get into them right now, but I went 5-0 last week, 7-1 on the season. Jamie, again, I don't have time right now. I have to get off, but because I would want to go into them too long, and I'll be here for another half hour. Just check out the video. It's just go to my channel after this, and it's 5 minutes beating the odds. Good production too. It's 6 bets, 6 prop bets. Poker had Ricky Pearsall as top 10 receiver. Fuck yeah. Good call, Kobe. The footballers are great back in 2018-19. Now they're mostly entertainment, and they're kind of dicks now, dude. Like they're just not. It's not good. And I don't think it's that entertaining. I asked Story. He's like he said the same thing. I was like, who's the funny one? The middle guy, the fat bearded guy, maybe? I don't know. I know I'm funnier than that dude, bro. Like maybe it's because I'm allowed to swear and say like slurs, But
you're funnier than all of them.
Shit. Thank you,
the
man.
Stuff that you come up with most of the times when I'm talking to you, I don't know how you do it, but it's amazing.
I would not want to be on that show. Like I know I probably wouldn't turn it down, but like that would be. I'd have to be so watered down. And like that's not me, bro. I'd have to not swear. I'd have to not like make these crazy outrageous puns and like comparisons. So like that's not me. My brain don't work like that. Last one, Steve Casey. What happens if Dobbins misses time? I think it's gonna be Harvey, but who the fuck knows, man? It's gonna happen, right? Inevitably gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, the past tells us it's gonna happen, but I mean, even if he does miss his time, I do like him, but. I do like RJ, but like, I don't know. You draft him early just to not use him already. So I don't know what's going on.
Casey says my biggest bust so far has been Kittle, but that's not a bust because he played one drive this year and scored 12 fantasy points. So he was going to easily be fine.
Perfect.
All right, Chaz, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate all you guys in the chat. If you're still in here, please subscribe if you haven't. You'll get all the notifications. You're going to get more of these. The chat's awesome. The guests are awesome. The shows is trending up. It's only week 3, baby. It's not even week 3. It's the middle of, not even the middle of week 3. So, Chaz, I appreciate you. Hopefully, I've seen you soon. We'll be in touch. Thank you. Give this man a round of applause. Give this man, first timer. He crushed ass, dude.
Yeah, I was trying my best. I know I had a couple brain farts, but I mean,
you're fine, bro. You did great.
Thank you, Rob. This was a wonderful show.
Yeah, man.
This guy knows what he's talking about. I've listened to him for years talking about fantasy football, and I disagree with him on almost every single one of his takes. All the time, and it seems like a lot of those takes were right. I mean, he knows what he's talking about, and I love watching the show, and I'm very grateful for being on here, Rob. Thank you.
What a nice young man. He says it's a wonderful show. Only you would use the word wonderful. Chaz, to everyone in the chat, be positive, love your life, treat each other with respect, and we will see you guys tomorrow. See you later.